He's not...
Wow, you actually have a fucking slide whistle. Where did that come from?
I was going to open it up with Dear Jesus, but okay, sure.
I'm not even upset.
Where did you pull that from?
Upset.
We were just having a full conversation.
Be upset.
No.
Where were you hiding that? That was bad.
The one thing that I said that I should have done, instead of having Sarah destroy it, is I should have had her cast Enlarge on it, because then I would have had a trombone. I would have had a trombone.
I'm now going to go put this in the other room because I can't be trusted with it.
That's the most trustworthy thing you've ever done.
Yeah. Holy shit. We're going to wrap up walls for DJ.
Wait, what is he doing?
Self-awareness.
I don't know what happened.
100.
He's putting the slide whistle away because he knows he can't be trusted.
You know he's going to get up mid-session and go to the bathroom and fucking come back with it, though.
He's going to find it.
I'm not going to go get it when I get up. I'm getting up shortly.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another evening of D&D. We are Not Great RPG, and we are here for the City of Oshuamp. We're going to go around the table real quick, introduce ourselves, and then some stuff is going to occur. Tonight, and always, I'm Don, and I'll be playing Ether for some amount of time. It's fine.
I'm not Lawrence. We'll see how this goes. And I play Woomlow.
I'm Paul, and I play Felix Gray.
I'm Glenn, and Vorst is here for a good time, not a long time.
I'm Sarah, and tonight I am playing Ritora.
And I'm DJ. I play I'm Nesgrim, and I play DJ, and I will play Nesgrim forever.
Yeah, you will.
I should have done it. I should have done it.
One day. Oh, yeah, I'm John. I'm the DM for the City of Oshuamp. Last time we were on our ride home, realized that things were going quite poorly, and traveled at a very expeditious pace to get our good friend back to the city. We worked our way through some of the guards, we got some dates, which are things to hopefully look forward to for anybody that's alive.
Worked our way through.
Yeah, worked our way through. Purchased some passes for Rearden, a replacement for Ether. Got through the West Slums, split up. Some of us heading to Arthur's, Forest heading down to Growlers to collect all the wonderful people inside of the tavern to be able to assist with Ritora's ritual, because it's happening, one could say. Everybody else arrived at Arthur's estate, said hello to Wembley, watched him crush a watering can because he hates watering flowers for some reason, and was greeted by Arthur and invited inside. Everybody else caught up, Vorst with having gathered Seraphina as well. And, yeah, we stepped inside of Arthur's. Wembley had the idea of, Arthur had the idea of utilizing the ballroom inside of his estate. And we will be picking up there, inside of the ballroom, as everybody is setting things up. I will, for the first time as a DM, fairly give to everyone viewing, because I think it is appropriate, a genuine trigger warning, because I do not know if people out there have concerns or personal issues for whatsoever reason with potentially scenes of demonic origins and possessions and grotesque violence. Please, I cannot guarantee that these things might happen, but this is a dark ritual from a very bad thing, and I can't promise that Ritora will survive. And if it does not go well, it will go very badly, very quickly. At that point, that is where I would suggest, if you are not great with those things, please protect yourself, care for your mental health over the vision that we are going for here in a very dark, cold world. But we will begin here, inside of Arthur's estate. I will, just to expedite us, because there's a lot that needs to happen here, and we don't have that much time. I will say that the individuals that Luna carried here on her bare back are inside. We gotta start off with a laugh, so this way when she gets really dark, I feel better that at least we had a laugh.
Do you want me to go grab the slide whistle so when Ritora dies?
No. I will say that we are inside of the ballroom. The space itself is about, a 20-foot wide by 20-foot deep square room, surrounded by mirrors, except for the large oak door. I will tell you that, there's tables in here that are being dragged in by Wembley, by Riorda, because Riorda would have 100% been asked when he was woken up out of the carriage to assist Mr. Arthur in setting shit up. And Riorda's a good boy and does what he's told. I will tell you that all of the NPCs immediately get to work with setting up various apparatus, ingredients that were gathered and separated for them on the tables. And for the people that are here, which thankfully is everybody, the two individuals who are working at the center for tracing a very small magical circle are Iris and Faye. They are using, again, white chalk, and it is a very small circle, and Ritora, they would look at you and just point in the center. This is a very fast process. I don't want to make it seem like I'm not role-playing the people. This is literally your dying zone. This is like if you've ever worked in a restaurant and you're in the weeds. Like, everything else is gone, full-on, work-oriented tunnel vision. Get the shit done. Iris and Faye are setting those things up. You see Naivara and Levi and Luna all working at a table, and adjacent to that, they have a small bundling of timber, and they are setting up the spokes and wrought iron bar to be able to prep a cauldron. I do not want to prevent anybody else from role-playing or interacting with the scene. I just want to set the scenery around, so this way we can devote our role-playing to the time within that space. I feel like that is more appropriate. Arthur and Wembley are at one of the larger tables, and you can see, especially for Felix, you would recognize, based upon your fields of study and based upon what you saw inside of Felfarthen, you see them pulling out and separating and putting together various alembic systems. So beakers, distilleries, all kinds of shit are being set up on about the size of my table.
Okay.
All spread throughout. Ritora, you've been instructed to lie down. I don't know what anybody else would want to do or who they would want to assist with. I will say that this process takes us about 15 minutes. We've got about 30 before Ritora's first blooming. And we will begin here.
I'm going to help with whatever I can with getting the herbs that they're asking for to put places or do with, because we had them sorted out and Ether knows what they are.
Yeah, absolutely. I will tell you that the Turris, Blackroot, I have to read through all the steps, and Spellbane, for right now, will be what Luna and the others at the Cauldron will need.
Okay.
The other things are going to Mr. Arthur. I will also tell you that Iris knows that when things start to go badly, her attention is going to be occupied. She wrote instructions, because when she is concentrating on spells, she's not going to be able to follow these steps, and these steps must be followed perfectly, or else this potion will not be constructed.
The guy with the stutter, really?
You know, I could take it.
No.
Everyone seems real hesitant about that. I think I would do great.
Not hesitant.
Ether, I will tell
Yeah.
you that you gather those things I will tell you that, like, Luna and the others who are at this cauldron are busy setting it up. You see one of them cast, like, create bonfire to magically ignite the wood here. You can get the smell. They don't care about ventilation right now. Your friend's dying.
Yeah.
Literally, in the sake of realism, I believe this room would get smoky quickly. You can see Naivara and Levi working together to cast create water because they are actively filling this with purified magical water.
Sure.
I would remove the stones that have been collected
Mm-hmm.
and divvy those out to wherever they need to go.
Yeah, I'll tell you that as soon as like you start opening the bag and laying them out, Arthur just looks at them. Those are with me.
Running those over to him then.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you see him start to like look at them and realize that all of them are still uncut stones, and that they are still encased in the rock that they were harvested from. And he just looks at them, and you can see this kind of like frustrated, annoyed look. Damn it. Well, time for you to shine, old buddy. You motherfucker. Wembley. Fine. You just watch as Wembley just takes one of these uncut stones, and you see his fingers begin to illuminate with like a little red light, and he begins to heat and crush these stones until all of the external rock begins to separate from them, and only the beautiful gem remains beneath.
Does he make direct eye contact with Nesgrim while doing so?
It's like when those people will crush like an apple.
Yes!
Yeah.
Oh my god!
He's just,
Is he gonna rip a phone book next? Like,
Yes!
Nesgrim is shook.
Mm-hmm.
Those nightmares were warranted.
Alright, we got gems to wherever they need to go. We got Turris, Blackroot, and Spellbane, and then Don, you would have given Silverbark and Blood Purge to Arthur.
Okay. All of it?
Mm-hmm. I don't know what anybody would like to be doing in this time frame. While we set things up, I do not know if people want to have the discussion of trying to figure out the increments that we need to protect our friend here for.
Felix, what are we doing?
What?
Let him wrap his mind around the instructions, Nesgrim.
With Arthur's blessing, I would also go around the circle, around the outside, and affix pitons to the floor. In order to, if we need to tie anything down.
Outside of the circle?
Yes.
Yeah. I'll say that if, you know, as you go to do it,
I would ask first.
Faye and
before I did,
Iris
yeah.
would also just be like, they need to be at least 5 feet separate, please. The circle might need to expand. Yeah. Start nailing some pitons into these wooden floorboards.
Is this still in the time? So we watched her not take damage after he cast Dispel Magic.
Mm-hmm.
Is this still in the time frame leading up to after I had cast it, or is this after it leading
This would
up
be
to the next
after
one?
that.
So we've made it through 2.
Correct.
And we're headed toward the next one.
Correct. But this is going to take 24 hours to brew.
Yeah.
That is the one thing
Yep.
that I want to make sure that, like, those protective measures were to get us here. The brewing process is beginning now, so that's why it's like, for me, I'm just going to say it's easier for me to manage not having you be at a 30-minute increment. I would rather it be all of this is beginning right after your last pop. That's
Sure.
totally fine and easier for me because I don't want to have to be like,
Yeah, there was
Well, we're 24
gathering
and a half.
people and people
Mhm.
getting there and all that.
yep. So we'll make it easier to accommodate, and we'll say that you've got, you know, it's been 10 to 15 minutes during the beginning of the brewing process. The next one will be in about 45 minutes, but it will be in line with the 24 hours.
Yep.
Sure. I guess I would be trying to make sure that I wasn't in anybody's way.
Mm-hmm.
And trying to keep an eye out for if either Luna or Iris had like a moment of time to let them know the kind of measures we were taking that we saw being able to delay things.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, I would say that what Luna is doing with Levi and Nivara is probably less intricate at the moment.
Sure.
Compared to Fair Iris. Yeah, no, as you go over and indicate that to them, Luna just like is actively setting up and separating some of the herbs. And you can see that she takes the black root in her hands, feels it, realizes it is like filming still on the exterior because it was recently harvested. And you see her hand it to Nivara, and Nivara begins to like squeeze and effectively not like get the pulp out, but like she is attempting to very quickly expedite a drying process to get to the thicker internal strands of the root. As she hands that off and you indicate what you've been doing, she kind of gives you a glance over the shoulder. Yeah, some shit might help. Like, we can, I guess, do shit too. Like dispelling.
It was particularly exhausting. I don't know that it's something we could keep up long term, but I'm not sure if she can handle another.
Well, she just like pats both of them on the back and goes over. I would also say that Seraphina and Grace are like watching over what Faye and Iris are doing with tracing. Neither of them are talking. Seraphina is just kind of like has an arm filled with various tinctures and bottles and just kind of like counting them, looking at them, and in her mind segmenting and separating them. And you can just see Grace just kind of quietly looking over Faye and Iris. Yeah, I would say that Luna would happily come over, and if you're kneeling or at all in the circle, she would come over and kneel next to you.
This was not how I expected our return to go.
Yeah, dying fucking sucks. Like, don't do that.
I'll try my best. I'm not sure how much is up to me.
No. Not at this point, no. This is kind of fucked.
Mm-hmm. I do have a favor to ask you.
Heal you?
No.
Like, I'm trying. Literally everyone is trying.
I'm going to reach into my belongings and pull out all of the seeds.
Mm-hmm. Popcorn?
Not this time.
Oh, okay.
Maybe next time.
Sure.
No, these are all the seeds that we gathered while we were out and I'll gesture to the various herbs that are being used around the room.
Nice.
I was hoping to grow them here.
Stuff doesn't really grow in Oshuamp.
Perhaps not naturally. With a little help.
Sure. Yeah.
I might not get to do it.
Yeah.
Would you take these?
Yeah.
Thank you.
She kind of like slides her hand under yours and looks at a little pouch that, slides over into her palm.
Ether knows what each one is.
Same. But thank you. You didn't deserve it. Lay down.
I'd probably be meditating,
Mm-hmm.
cross-legged.
Sure.
I don't know if I'd be.
Lay down.
I guess I'm laying down. Oh, I also have this, and I'll pull out the jar of sourdough starting. I brought it back.
The fuck is that?
It's for making bread.
Levi makes bread.
Can you give it to him for me?
Sure.
It's very old, probably.
Why does he want old bread?
It's
Doesn't even look like bread.
not bread yet.
Whatever, I'm sure he'll get it. Fucking bread. That's all he ever talks about. Bread.
Thank you.
Yeah. Anything else, or can I, like, save your life now?
You can certainly try. I'll
Yeah, I'm gonna.
write down.
It would be really great if you did.
Yeah.
She, as you kind of like start to lie back, she just looks up, you know, she's on her knees adjacent to you. She just kind of looks up at Grace and Seraphina, just kind of like finger guns at Grace. And Grace is like, just nods very quietly. And then you hear her hum a very kind of like sweet, dulcet tone. And Luna just looks down at you. And then Grace gives her a good old pat on the back. Just lays her hand on Luna's shoulder and she just looks. Man, it sucks you're never gonna hear her sing. Good luck.
I'm not sure how to feel about this reaction.
Should I go?
Should I go? Oh, Danny boy, the pipes are nat wanting.
Oh.
But the total, it's not quite there. You feel Luna's hands just kind of rest up against your shoulders. She just looks down at you and just takes a moment and tries to align herself with whatever it is that is affecting you deep within. And doesn't quite get to the point in which the concentration of this magical essence inside of you is pulsing with a spell. And you feel her fingers just kind of shake as this magic tries to wreath around you. And you feel this intense shaking inside of just your numbed right arm. Oh, well, here we go, saving throw time. Oh boy. There are times when I roll badly for NPCs. And you just see her kind of like suddenly change, where she's, I don't want to say like bubbly, but like she has a sensation and a visage of like general cheer, like that instantly drains from her face. And she just kind of, out of the corner of her eye, looks over at Grace and Seraphina. And you hear her whisper, "This is actually really fucking bad. This is actually really fucking bad." And they both look down at Luna and both give a nod. And Seraphina just looks at the vials. "I only have a couple. But we can keep trying." And Luna just kind of like in a very sad state, tired already, just slides back lets Faye and Iris continue working on the magic circle, and just as she rises to her feet, looks down at you. Don't give up hope. We'll keep trying. Yeah. No matter what.
Take care of the seeds.
I'll do my best. She starts walking back over to the cauldron. I don't know what anybody wants to do.
Ether,
Yes.
can you come here? I will walk over to Arthur and Wembley, who are setting up the
Yeah.
embolic system, and I'll pull out of my bag an orb. Use this if you are tapped on magical energy. I'll hand you the pearl power.
Thank you. I will do what I can with this. Thank you, Felix.
And as where is Iris? Is she still by the circle?
Iris and Faye are tracing the circle, and they are now working outside of it, incorporating runes for the schools of magic for abjuration.
Okay. Just I'll be holding this piece of paper and look at Arthur. It's been a while.
You see him kind of like attaching and, you know, tightening nozzles and fixing like bolts and stuff to be able to attach things together. Yeah. You know, haven't gotten to brew up anything spicy in a while.
Is it spicy?
No, it's gonna be really fucking bitter based on those ingredients, yeah. It's gonna taste fucking terrible.
Can't add. No? Okay.
Nope, not with alchemy. Can't fuck with a single drop.
I'm odd.
Back.
I'm not gonna help him setting
Mhm.
stuff up. I'm just
Sure.
gonna look over the instructions.
Absolutely.
I'm going to walk over towards Ritora, but obviously not stepping on the circle that they're delicately drawing.
Yeah.
I'm going to...
Yeah, based upon how she is positioned, like, it is a tight circle.
Yeah.
It is effectively right around the edges of her. They're done with the tracing of the circle itself, and they are, like I said, now doing the incantation runes.
Yeah. Ritora, no matter what happens here, if the worst should happen, I will find your soul wherever it is, and if it is torn asunder, I will find the pieces and stitch it back together if I can. I do not know what that will take, but you deserve life free of this burden, and I will do everything in my power, even if it means the end for me someday.
Thank you. No matter what happens, please make sure to keep yourself safe. I could have fallen in your footsteps and chose not to.
It is okay.
I don't know how you do it.
It is a burden that not many choose to bear, but I am driven by something and gifted with something, and there are so many people that cannot help themselves. I do not think lesser of you for not choosing to walk this path. It is not an easy path.
stay alive.
I will try. There are far too many people I still have to save. Nesgrim might trip.
Might.
Nesgrim will trip.
Yes. I will make sure that our friends stay safe no matter what. And wherever you go, if this is the end, I will find you. I promise.
Thank you.
You should rest. I do not have much, and I'm gonna reach into my shirt and pull out one of my little necklace trinkets that I have made of bone and hand it to Ritora. Maybe it will help you find your way back somehow.
Objects can do that. Thank you.
You're welcome. Just gonna stand and go back to helping move stuff around and try to help. I'm obviously not drawing the symbols or anything, but if anybody is like moving herbs and things like that, I have obviously already collected the 3 things that we do need, but any type of help with that.
Well, I will tell you that if you want to go over and assist with the cauldron, got more people that can try. It's not limited to 1 attempt per hour. The punishment is the level of exhaustion that comes with the saving throw afterwards. So instead of having it be a limitation on number of times it can be cast, that would feel incredibly unfair.
Yeah.
So if you want to go over, I've got a list of people.
Yep.
But I only have so many casts, and we're already down 1.
Yep. Yeah, I will go over and try to take somebody's place.
Yeah, no, if you go over to Luna, Levi, and Nivara, you got some casts.
How can I help?
Yeah, I mean, Nivara would be the one who just kind of like looks over at you, and you can see that she is slowly pouring in the tourist sap at a very continuous pace. The water is coming to like a continual rolling boil.
Sure.
And you can see that Luna has now taken the dried blackroot and is stripping away with a little carving knife any of the external portions just to get to that hearty, thick center. And the other good boy in the party is folded up bread. Just looks up at you. Do you need help?
Yes, I think so.
You can be in charge of the bread.
Okay, I will keep it safe.
Thank you. And the Levi just
I'm gonna cradle.
straightens up his shirt.
Suspenders?
Uh-huh.
Love it.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm cradling the bread like a child.
Walks over and Luna just looks down at him in like a single tear. So proud of our boy. And he just kicks the suspenders and struts on over and looks up at Grace. Yeah. Grace just kind of like gives a side smirk and once again hums. And pats Levi on the back. Levi will happily lean down. Faye and Iris kind of step aside as the humming, you can see, just kind of like surrounds Levi in a little bit of a warming light. Just kind of illuminates his adorable face. Just leans down next to you. even with all of the horrific odor given off by the rotting one for you, there's a faint sweet aura and aroma as he sits down next to you. No worries. It's just like baking. Bam! And just like almost CPR style presses, but like on the back of your forearm. And with a 25, Levi's got us covered for 1 hour.
The boy.
And we'll see if Levi's tired.
Come on, Levi.
Levi's real tired. Oh dear.
He's so small.
Mm-hmm. And you just see him just kind of like, BAM! Oh, God. Ow.
I'm sorry.
It's fine, it's just like a hot oven all day. Just another day at work. See him just kind of like start crawling away. Just like hands slapping.
Motionless legs.
Oh my God.
Is that what work is like?
I did forget to describe what the trinket was that I gave you. It was a small, like, finger bone that's been carved into a candle. So that way you can find your way back.
Yeah.
Is there a clock in this room?
No, you have the Orb of Time. I will tell you, I never added it to D&D Beyond. It's effectively a clock.
I don't
think
have the
I
Orb
had
of
that
Time.
one. I'll give it to you.
Yeah, it was in the bag. I would say that somebody at this point would have attuned to the Orb of Time. It's literally a clock. So it's just like, beep, beep.
Does it project the time on the wall?
Yeah, on the ceiling, actually.
It's a digital readout.
It's literally the clock from 24 that I posted in the
Oh,
chat.
God.
And it's just the countdown.
I'll walk up to Ritora, still looking at the instructions.
Mm-hmm.
I need that orb.
Oh, just reach over and give you something.
Mhm.
It's the orb.
Would you like to open your hand?
Take this.
There is an actual thing in her actual
I
hand.
don't want to make contact.
For the people in chat, it is a green rubber duck.
How long? Why? How long have you been sitting on that green rubber duck waiting for the
Too long,
perfect
dude.
time?
So to be clear, you hand me the orb of time, right?
And also a duck. The one that I was playing with. As a stoat.
Mhm.
It's got bite marks all over it.
Yeah, it's like fucked up. Thank you.
I thought you would want that.
I'll squeeze it. I squeeze the duck. The different one makes it.
I mean, if you squeeze it, it kind of sounds like that.
You just see like a very annoyed look on his face. Both of them. These are cursed. They need to be destroyed.
Can you give it another squeeze, Paul?
No. Later, and I'll put that in my bag, and I'll walk away with the orb of time, just looking down at the instructions. And
Tori's just giggling.
into your mind, I'll say thank you.
You're welcome.
Hand the bread back to our very tired boy.
Looks
Yeah.
like it's incredibly heavy in his hands.
I would like try to catch his
Uh-huh.
hand so that it doesn't hit the ground and get messed up. Are you okay?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm great. Everything's fine. Fine.
So my D&D Beyond has me as already dead.
Nice.
Just don't even know.
That's not good.
I was at 12 health, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know what I did.
Please don't already be dead.
Mm.
After Nesgrim just kind of like stood to the side in shock, watching everyone like just watching this flurry of stuff.
Chaos Bolt!
I get out!
I really imagined that he was going to chaos bolt the ceiling so the smoke could get out.
Yeah, right? We need ventilation, you guys. Don't be stupid.
That's
shit, that was
Grimgar would
fire.
climb the walls and punch the hole in the
Punch
ceiling.
ceiling.
I would have done it.
So after like that scene in movies where like someone stands frozen and like shit's
Yeah.
just flying, it's that moment for
Yeah,
Nesgrim.
it's the Zach Galifianakis thing with the numbers
Yeah.
and the arithmetic in his head.
And then finally he kind of
Because I was looking.
I'm gonna walk over to Ritora. I don't know how much this will do, but it's probably helpful. I'm just gonna reach down and cast protection from evil and good on her.
How long does it last?
Concentration up to 10 minutes.
I will tell you
Sure.
that because we have the protection offered from this one,
Mm-hmm.
that might be a spell to save.
Fair.
You are 100% correct, and that is absolutely in my list of things that are very good to cast in these instances. You would have seen Levi succeed.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody would be like, dope. You go over, and as soon as you go to cast a spell, like Faye, Iris, both would be like, save it. We have very limited. Every point counts. Save it.
Just let me know when.
Yes.
Just gonna kind of like mosey my way back over into the spot I was standing.
Be the
Corin just,
wallflower right now.
yeah, Corin's just in the corner with you. It's about that horse.
What about it?
It's not bad.
Thank you.
Gives you a big, heavy, lumbering pat on the back. Oh! Oh!
Weather's real good.
Mm-hmm. I do think we can try something.
What's that?
Well, you're like me.
The paladin?
Yeah.
Thought for a second you were gonna say dead.
Yeah.
It's really rude.
It's incredibly rude.
Never
So
mind, dude. I'm just kidding. Do you know how to restore a spell? Lesser restoration.
I don't know that one.
Fuck. Just pats you back. It's alright, you're more about hitting stuff.
For the most part,
Yeah.
it's a little late for me to prepare that spell too.
Maybe if you get a chance to sleep.
I could probably sleep right now.
As the DM, no. As Corin also. Dude, no. You slept like 10 hours ago.
I don't have any exhaustion either. So
Yeah. Well, if you can't, Corin would 100% step forward. Anybody else?
I can help, maybe.
Just said you can't. Maybe we can do the other thing later.
Sure.
If we need that one.
Hey, I'm sorry, what?
Lesser restoration.
I can sleep at some point for
Sure.
a bit. But I am able to dispel the magic on her 2 more times.
Okay. We can try those first.
Yes.
Good. Alright. Just kind of leans back up against the wall. I don't know if anybody else wants to do anything. If not, we will continue through the brewing process, the creation of the poultice, the dissolution of the gems with Arthur, Wembley, and kick into the next hour.
Yeah, once everything's set up, I would start.
Mm-hmm.
Assuming that Iris isn't finished.
Iris and Faye would finish with that, and then they would leave our good friend Seraphina in charge of the cauldron. Arthur and Wembley cannot contribute to the spell that these other individuals are going to begin casting, so Arthur and Wembley are still going to be at the table performing the alchemy.
Okay.
So we've got Seraphina at the cauldron, Arthur and Wembley there, and I will tell you that Faye, Luna, Grace, Iris, Levi, Nivara all come over to the magical circle around you, and each of them stands at a point where there is an extending, kind of like a sun, where you got the triangle connecting outside of the circle. Each of them stands on a point where there is a symbol of abjuration and what are the other schools? Enchantment and just abjuration and enchantment. Cool. Yeah. So it would have different points of those corresponding to the spells that they are going to commune together and begin to cast a spell. It'll take them 1 hour to cast this spell. But you see them beginning to concentrate and chant. I don't know if anybody else wants to be doing anything while this is going on.
I would just ask Seraphina if she needs any help with anything.
You could stay.
All right.
I can prepare future measurements for the spellbane separations.
Yes.
Yeah.
The little cauldron boy.
Mm-hmm.
Before they walked over to the circle to begin the casting of that, I would have asked Luna if there's anything that needs to be done, anything that she needs me to do in particular. Just making myself available on some one to do.
You could try to get into Herbalist. If it comes down to it and we need more spellbane, he might have some inside. Everything else is cared for.
And you can send for me, should you need me.
Yeah, we've got familiars that can find you.
Okay. And I would know where that is, right?
Adrian's?
Yeah.
It's literally right 2-3
it's like,
stores
okay,
down from
yeah.
Growlers. Hmm?
You said herbalist, and I'm like thinking of somebody else. I'm like,
Mhm.
I don't know that. Yeah, I'll be quick.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can stay. Anybody else want to resolve anything right now?
I would just go over to Arthur and Wembley and let them know I'm available if there's anything I can do, although it does seem that Wembley's got this taken care of.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, you would see Wembley has crushed all these things. Arthur has set up all the various apparatus. It's like 9 beakers, 2 flasks, the alembic system, which 2 of them are set up vertically for water drips, bunch of like crazy glassware right here, and you can see that at the beakers, they place in the various gems. They've got to be separated, so 1 beaker that is being heated underneath with amber, 1 beaker that is being underneath heated with frost agate, 1 beaker that is being heated with chrysoberyl, and each of them, you can see Luna would have brought them over, but like 3 bottles of tall, clear, obvious, like ethanol-smelling grain alcohols that they are incorporating in. Various heating systems underneath, metal bandings. Arthur just kind of looks over at you. Save your strength, save your wits. You're probably going to need to use your magic, because my shit's over here.
If there's anything I can gather for you so you don't have to leave or get out of your way, you can let me know.
No problem.
Otherwise, I'll stay out of your way.
Appreciate it. You just watch Wembley just kind of like tap the vertical beakers and the water drips begin.
While I'm in this circle, would I be considered like incapacitated, or could I have someone track down like paper and a pen?
I would let you write. Yeah. If you wanted to do something along those lines very minimally, I would say that that is not extraneous enough that it would affect this negatively in any means. I will say that it's going to take about an hour because you're like 30 to 40 minutes down there, and then it'll take an amount of time to start to scour through.
Yeah,
So-
you said 30 to 40 minutes to Growler, so
Yep.
that little bit further, yeah.
Yep.
Would the door be locked, I'm assuming? when I get there.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll pick the lock again with the guitar string and get on in there.
Mm-hmm.
Cause I still got that from last time I broke in
Yeah,
here.
I mean, I'll say you can easily just take the score, and it takes you like 3 to 4 minutes, but eventually, you know, you're kind of looking over your shoulders. Nobody seems to really be paying much attention. Feels like a pretty slow day, especially with Growlers being closed. There's not much else that other people hear, and Levi's gone from the
It's not
bakery.
a super busy street.
Yeah,
right
like
now.
this street was effectively like Adrian and Levi and Luna, so it's like they're all gone or dead. So not really a very busy street right now. Yeah, I'll tell you that after about a moment, like you get in, the place looks pretty thoroughly picked apart and cleaned.
Does it look like it's been like turned over, like when people are like looting and robbing, or like people came in and strategically took stuff?
People
out
came
of
in
it?
and strategically took stuff. Like the shelves and everything are still intact. It just looks like everything on all of the shelves are gone. All the bookcases, you know, that all the like velvet curtains that hid the bookcases are gone. Yep.
Yeah. You said it was Spellbane is what I'm looking for, right?
Correct.
Cool. Yeah, I'd keep my eyes out for that little serrated gray flower.
Cool. Dream
Stream
dive.
just went
Yeah,
down.
stream went down.
I'm not sure.
Just the internet.
Yeah, I'm gonna check.
Yeah, no, we'll keep playing and
Mhm.
do what we can. Yeah, make for me an investigation check. 8. Yeah, I will tell you that you are scouring around any of the areas in which there might be, like, some books that are blank or don't look like they're, you know, really the most nefarious or intricate or very well involved in things. Just general pieces of herbology are scattered around on the ground. You start, like, pouring through and overturning books in here. I'll tell you that, you know, about half an hour goes by and you have not found anything. That will be your first hour resolution.
Mm-hmm.
And we will go back to everybody else. I do not know if there is anything anybody would like to be doing during the completion of this hour or into the next hour, and how we want to set up the next hour of care. Everybody is continuing to work on this stuff.
So the first step is already being started.
Correct.
Okay.
Yep, the dissolution of the gems is being taken care of, and then the concoction inside of the cauldron is also being worked. The silver bark is being separated.
Mm-hmm.
That was already, well, that's being done by Serafina. Yeah, we're at around those steps.
Okay. And we're still in the 4 o'clock hour.
Yes, we're 4 going into 5 o'clock.
Okay.
Yep. So if nobody else has anything we would want to do, we would jump to 5 o'clock.
I would just prep for that spell and so.
Sure.
Yeah, I would just be stirring and prepared to, on the next one, use my Dispel Magic again, if need be.
Okay.
For the next pop.
Hour? Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Depending on what they're doing, obviously they're casting a spell over the course of an hour.
They're
so-
casting a spell that's going to take an hour.
Yeah.
Like, I will say that inside of that hour, somebody else should probably try to take one.
Yeah,
if possible.
yeah, I would try to.
Cool. Yeah, I mean, you see that the other 6, you know, witches are standing around, conjuring a spell of protective magic around Ritora.
We're straight up offline.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing I can do about it. I'll check it in a minute.
Cool. While he checks that, figured in the interim, Glenn, we can do another investigation check for you.
Yeah.
Is there anywhere else in particular you would want to search? The only thing that, like, is around here is he has his desk.
Yeah, I would probably search behind the front counter and the
Sure.
desk and like his area of the store.
Mm-hmm.
Even worse, that's a 5.
5. I will tell you that as you are opening up his drawers, you know, for his counter, like he's got 3 drawers on each side. I will tell you that as you're pulling all of them open, they even seem empty. Like the contents inside, stripped, taken. Like even the coin is gone.
Would I, after having it collected and everything, would I have any sense of what Spellbane smells like?
Sure, I would say yes, that would definitely be a scent that you would be able to pick up. You can make a perception check with advantage to see whether or not in this area you've got a direction to push yourself into.
Mm-hmm. It's an 11.
11?
Yep.
I will tell you that in here it smells incredibly dusty and musty, and it doesn't really feel like you're getting any hint of Spellbane inside of this building.
Alright, I'm gonna cut my losses. Because it's been an hour now that
Yeah.
I've, for me searching
Correct.
wise.
Yes.
So I've been gone 2 hours now. Yeah, I'm gonna
Yep.
head back now.
Alright, cool. You still have exhaustion, right?
I do.
Okay. Yeah, I will tell you that as you go over, it would be occurring as the spell that they are casting would be completing.
Okay.
You would see this kind of warm, radiant light surrounding Ritora. They would each kind of like take a deep breath and step back. And Grace will happily hum and pat you on the back. And you have a D8 of Bardic Inspiration and a D4 from Guidance. And you roll with disadvantage.
Yep. D4 and D8. Oh, yeah, no. No. That's an 11. I rolled a 5 and a 3.
Well. Ready for a con save, buddy?
Yep. Three on the die.
A level of exhaustion. And I will tell you that Ether, as he sits by you, holds his holy symbol and places his hand once more closed on your arm. You feel the love and warmth and protection of your friend kind of radiate around you. And I will tell you that deep, throbbing chill within your body radiates, encompasses it. And you look at Ether and you can see a great sense of fatigue wash over his face.
No more.
I have to.
You don't.
I'm gonna use the Orb of Power, Pearl of Power,
Okay.
and try it again.
Was a spell slot stored in that?
Oh, you have to store a spell slot? I can't do that, so no.
Oh, okay.
You as far as does it exclusively just return?
No, it
returns at
just
dawn.
returns.
It
You
just
regain. Yeah.
I wasn't sure whether or not you had to, like, at the conclusion of a long rest, select. Because I thought that was part of the attunement. Does it require attunement?
Oh, yes, it does. Okay.
He gave it to you an hour ago. I'll say that you've attuned to it by now.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah, I
So-
would return the slot and try again.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no, Grace will...
It's only third level, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Perfect.
Grace will kind of sadly look over at you and hum and pat you on the back and whisper in your ear.
Same thing.
Mm-hmm. D8 and a D4, buddy.
$13.
Make the con save.
Natural 1.
Yeah. You gain 2. For thematic and narrative purposes, the idea to this is that in order to try to restore and assist her, you are effectively opening yourself to this.
Yeah.
And it is draining. As I have said before, magics and souls are connected. It's leeching your soul.
Yep.
And you see Ether almost pass out from fatigue and exhaustion.
Ether, that's enough.
I had to try.
No more.
I'm sorry.
How bad does he look?
Looks really bad.
I don't look good
Does it look like you can? Does it look like you can move?
at a crisp 10 feet per round.
Okay.
Barely, actually, because you were already
I was at 20.
Sure, yeah.
Now
So
it's
it is
half.
I forgot you're
Yeah,
at 35
yeah.
because what elf? You're correct.
Yeah. Now I half my half HP.
Uh-huh.
You're over near Arthur and Wembley and me, myself.
Weird.
I'll look to Alumlo. Would you please get him? He looks near death.
Yeah. I'll step over and kneel down next to my boy.
Yeah.
I told him not to.
Yeah. I think you should let somebody else try for a while. Give it some time. Perhaps you can get a rest in. But not unless we run out of options. It won't do us any good to lose you both. Come on. And I would help him up.
Yeah. You're stumbling.
Yeah.
Most of his weight is on your shoulder.
Yeah, I would just, as I'm being pulled away, just lock eyes with Ritora. I'm sorry.
Live.
You deserve to live too.
You have a bigger job to do.
So do you. Being dragged away.
Come on.
Would you describe how you drag him away?
Just right under the arms. Or
Or are we going by like the collar of the shirt? Like
No, we're the one arm over, one arm behind.
okay.
the most dignified way to drag someone away.
Yeah.
He's just replacing the dice.
Grabbing his ankles.
I
and
mean, the
just
one was on a
dragging him away.
19 and wasn't moving, and then just.
The other way.
I was like, really?
That's what happened in my investigation check. It was like 17, not 3. And I was like, fuck.
I would get him over and somewhere where he could be out of the way and
Yeah, just like at
stationary.
Corin's feet.
Yeah, somewhere where he could be staying and not need to move.
The body pile
For a
portion
while.
of the room.
Uh-huh.
Gonna put him with the dead guy.
Yeah, Corin 100% would just kind of like kneel down next to you and make sure that he gets your back against the like cool glass of the mirrors. I'm sorry.
I tried.
You did your best. It is all anyone could have asked.
It is not fair.
100%. He gestures at its neck.
Yeah.
Life and death aren't fair. They just are.
Yes.
Kind of ruffles
yeah.
your elf hair.
Deep down, I know that. But. For most of my life, I have not cared much for the living. Not that I prefer the dead, but it is an honor to pass on to something greater. And it is a big part of why I do what I do. But in Felfarthen, I and with all of my friends. I don't know that I have ever had friends before.
Strange. I can think of no man more deserving of them.
I care a great deal about them while they are living. It is a strange feeling.
It hurts, but you'll get used to it. Just give it time. Well, so begins the laundry list of people that I've got. And I will say that first to step up to the plate is Iris.
Okay, so I'm sorry, I might have missed it. I was in the room. 5 p.m. We're in the 5 o'clock hour?
Yeah, we're going 5 and 6.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Well, Grace has 2 more inspiration die. We'll run it back. So far, fortune has not really been in our favor, has it?
Oh.
I should have looked for that clover.
$21, eh? Exacts.
Nice.
Oh my god, I looked at that and went, wait a minute, what did I roll? And I rolled very nicely on the Bardic Inspiration and the Guidance. Good lord.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, I rolled pretty okay on both of those.
Mhm.
My d20s were
Garbage.
3,
yeah.
4, 5.
7, 4, 5, and a 5 mod. Literally a 21 on the dot. Let's see if we're tired. Barely are, but damn.
Yeah, I forgot to add my mod to both of those, but it didn't matter. My highest was a
You were so slow.
13.
Or so low.
yeah.
Well, now
Now you're very slow.
Slow and low.
Yeah. I will tell you that Iris just kind of looks down at you as she kneels adjacent, and you're just kind of like slow breathing, still working on this little note. And as she lays her hand on yours, you just kind of see this like gentleness wash over Iris, a woman who has been not like emotionally void, but a very emotionally distanced person, somebody who has concentrated herself exclusively upon her work, her duty, and her gain and pursuit of knowledge. And you just see this kind of like warmth and motherly nature look in her eyes as she genuinely kind of like at the edges of her eyes tears up and her lips tremble slightly. It's not fair to take a child from the world. You've got 1 more hour.
Thank you.
We're doing what we can.
I appreciate it.
Mm-hmm. Well, Force would make his way back at some point during this subsequent hour. I do not know if anybody wants to be doing anything during the hours of 6 to 7 p.m.
I'm gonna be a pile of bones in the corner because I
Yes, you
literally
are.
can't move.
You literally are done already, and I feel bad. But at the same time, I think it's cool. I think it's neat that Ether tried so hard right out of the gate and just burnt himself.
Yeah, I mean, I knew that the chances were very high that I would get 2 additional
Mm-hmm.
exhaustion points from that, but he doesn't care, so.
Next hour.
If I'd step back in the room and find out where Luna's at and
She's
approach
over
her.
at the cauldron with Seraphina. They're continuing to stir. You can see that, they look okay. They just look worried. Both of them just have a genuine look of, like, concentration. But
Yeah, I would tap her on the shoulder and just. You ever cleaned out?
she just kind of looks over at Arthur. Thank you. I don't know what else to do.
Is there anywhere else?
woods.
I could go to Seraphina's.
She brought everything she had. She already had concoctions made with it. She has 2. But that will not buy us long. Each of them will most likely only buy us an hour.
Just trying to hinder the effects. There's nothing else we could use?
Not to repress the magic, no.
Probably no need.
I'm gonna reach in my bag,
Mm-hmm.
and I found this in Felpop, and I don't know if it's worth anything. It caught my eye and thought it would look nice in the bar for you, but I don't know if this could be useful. And I'll pull out the weird spinny cylinder of alcohol that I had gotten from behind the bar.
Mm-hmm. The milky white liquid.
Yeah, the shit that I don't know what the fuck it is remotely.
Good. Yeah. I will tell you that she kind of looks at that and is confused, gets the aroma of like an intense alcohol, and she's like, yeah, that doesn't look like any shit I'd ever drink. And Arthur Hartwood. Oh, baby.
Across the room. Is that?
Corner of his eyes. Hey, they're divorced. What you got there, buddy?
Treasures from Felpothen.
A treasure it surely is. Let me see. Yeah, I mean, it's a decent sized bottle. Just looks at it, tilts it to the side, and you see it just kind of like viscous swirls around inside. Holy fucking shit. As I live and breathe. The fuck didn't you guys tell me you found this?
What is it? I thought it was alcohol.
No. No. This is a wonderful thing.
I only grabbed it because thought it was interesting. I was going to bring it back as a gift for Luna.
No. No. You don't give this as a gift, my good friend.
What is it?
It's a solvent. And a fucking fine one at that.
I don't know what that is.
Ooh. Dissolve just about anything.
Right in the eyes.
Mm-hmm. Might speed up the process.
You think?
Well, fuck yeah. It's a solvent. That's what we're doing here.
Might?
Like curse removal?
No. And you watch him pour a drop into one of the beakers where the crushed gems are. And you watch the gem, just where it is touched, almost crumble. Like, if you've ever watched something very quickly go through the transflux of states, and it very quickly, like, melts and begins to not solidify, but enter into, like, you know, liquid mercury, where it's got that viscous stain?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The frost agate right in front of you immediately begins to dissolve and incorporate with this. Strongest spirit in the fucking world you found, sir.
I guess it was more than just a pretty bottle.
I've only ever seen 2 things prettier in my life. Left cheek, right cheek.
There it is.
And Wembley just smiles. Thank you, sir. You're right you are, Wembley. Nice. Yeah.
But I'm not even looking at the...
What?
What? Have you seen that guy on TikTok?
What?
That cowboy guy? What?
Yeah. Kind of like that.
I love that dude
I'll
so much.
start rooting around in my bag for the other. I found the vial that I filled up from the broken bottle, and I'll give that to him as well.
What the actual fuck, Vorst?
I thought it was alcohol.
Well, I'm sure if you drank it, it would dissolve you from the inside out, so never do that.
Good.
It's gonna be a spicy day, buddy.
I feel like he could.
I'm actually going to start walking towards the exit of the room, and into Arthur's mind, I'm going to say, where do you keep the good stuff?
Yeah, I mean, he would just kind of like over his shoulder look back at you. 2 doors to the right. Stairs down. Big old wine cellar, buddy. Treat yourself.
I'll nod.
Maybe bring some for the group.
Not again.
I'm sure it's going to either be a celebration or a funeral, and we should get fucked up either way.
I look back this time. Just, go to say something.
Yeah, I'll tell you that a huge wine cellar downstairs. Whatever flavor of wine you would want, whatever color.
Grab one of
Barbecue.
each.
Yeah. Get some rosés, get some blushes, get some fucking
Just-
delicious whites, some reds.
Some barbecue flavored wine.
Oh, no, God.
Is that like a
What
barbecue?
is wrong with you? We can't even send you to go get wine.
Straight out of the bottle.
Yeah, Paul gave it to me like that.
Okay.
There's only a little bit left.
You
Breakfast
do.
wine. No, breakfast wine's out of the bottle. Yeah.
See?
I will say that as he does that, I actually think I can make this work as well. Because he is also performing the process of ceration for the silver bark. Well, never tried it this way, Force, but fuck it. You know, in the name of experimentation, we'll see what happens. Could either be great or possibly explode and kill us all.
Win-win.
I'm so glad I left the room.
And how sure are you of that?
90%.
That it will succeed, right?
Sure. Wembley, love you to death, old buddy.
Wembley just goes.
At least I won't have to water the flowers.
Yeah.
Sweet embrace.
I will tell you that there is an additional spout at the beakers that have the silver bark inside with the water drip and the mineral water inside. You can see that the silver bark, because it was dried and very dense and old, ceration is slowly adding water to get it to soften to be able to separate, because he is trying to get the actual pure silver from
Remove
inside.
the silver from the bark.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, and this is the process by which this is done. Yeah. Sometimes in life, you let the dice decide. Bam! 18 on it. Woo! Yeah, I will tell you that as he drops this into the silver bark concoction, that the silver bark itself naturally just kind of like begins to separate, and you see the shining, lustrous silver inside.
I'm a fucking genius.
Cheers, Force. Oh wait, Felix, you're back with the wine.
I have one of each, and depending on how many there is, double it.
Yep.
Yeah, I would have snatched a bottle out of your
Yeah, no,
hand.
there's like 70
immediately.
bottles of wine down there. He's got like racks and racks and racks.
Okay.
Immediately.
Will you calm down?
Mhm.
Yeah, I come back up with like 8 bottles. Just.
Mhm. Yep.
Did I miss anything?
No.
Oh no, we're just fucking around with new stuff.
What? Don't.
Vorse, the old chap found universal sulfin inside of Felfarther. Bam! Just a dash. All you need. Bam! Channeling my Elsa.
It's good
And
thing you
one for the ship.
hey, make some-
Ties his apron a little tighter.
Yeah, real strong, like 1920s, like
Barker vibes, yeah.
Yeah.
Just announcing like an old ball game.
Anybody who's
Babe
not
Ruth, up to that next.
anybody who's not channeling, I just lean over with a bottle of wine.
Yeah, no, at this point, like, the others have to, like, effectively maintain their concentration.
Right.
So, yeah, it's
You, Corin,
everybody.
you,
Rearda.
not you. You can't have it.
No.
Already took
Only uppers.
Nesgrim takes a big swig.
Yeah, 100%.
Big.
Everybody's chilling with liquor.
I'm gonna look at Yalimlo.
Do you need help?
Can you drag me outside for a moment, please?
I gotta pee.
It's like limp legs just watching.
Can you drag me outside? He's gonna wheelbarrow you out there. He's gonna hold your legs.
Sure. I can do that.
Thank you.
Paul, I will tell you that steps 1, 2, and 3 are effectively concluded. It's going to jump us to step 4. So we are cutting ourselves by
Oh, wow.
many
Okay.
hours
Yes.
because of the process of expediting Serration, because that was one of the ones that was good. And so was the dissolution of the gems.
So,
The gems were 5 hours, and the Serration of Silverbark was 6 hours.
Holy shit.
Yeah, no, we just
So
saved
I'm a
6
good
hours all the
boy
time.
then.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
What did we know?
Mm-hmm. So, who knows? Some bad rolls happened. We might be able to work our way out of the weeds here.
Pun intended.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Drags you out front.
I'm gonna get him up over my shoulder, and on my way out, I'm gonna speak into Vorst's mind.
Mm-hmm.
Vorst,
Yes?
I don't know if she would know anything, but perhaps Camilla could do something.
I will tell you that in the times you've been trying to contact her, you have not had anything happen yet.
I've been calling since we've begun.
And I will pretty much effectively indicate real bad, real close. Like, yeah. Gonna be a
Because I know
very-
that last time really did a number on her.
Yes.
So
Mm-hmm. Odds of her showing up are gonna be really unlikely. But dice happen sometimes. We'll see.
Dice happen.
I will continue calling to her, but
Can
I've
keep
got
trying.
nothing.
And I would stop for a second and shuffle around in my bag and dig out a piece of blood-covered silver
Mm-hmm.
and flick it in his direction.
Mm-hmm.
If she won't come, perhaps you can find her. I would keep carrying ether outside.
Cool. Yeah. You step outside into the courtyard out front of Arthur's home. Beautiful cobblestone estate.
Yeah, if you could just set me on the ground, please.
For any reason in particular,
I'm trying to find Malo
on the ground.
in the sky.
Yeet.
It is a lot of effort to stand right now.
Sure. Guess I'd try to find a clear spot to sit on the ground.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there are some soft spots of snow.
Angels, follow those snow angels.
I'm going to try to, understanding that Ether now obviously knows that Malo is not just a literal bird.
Uh-huh.
Try to somehow connect, and I know I don't actually have, like, divine intervention type
Roll
of
it.
thing. Okay.
You're level 5.
It's D100, right?
Yeah. 5%, buddy. I figured it's a fine thing to permit you an access to one time early.
36.
Yeah. I will tell you, yell low as you stand out here with Ether and you see him just kind of close his eyes and take heavy, heavy, labored breaths. A moment or two passes, 5 minutes pass, and nothing happens.
Malo, if there is anything you can do, please. I have exhausted most of my resources. I do not know what else to do.
Quiet.
Yeah.
Tranquil, but
Yeah.
silent.
Lean on your friends. That's all any of us can do.
Yes.
Are you ready to go back in?
Yes.
All right. Get this boy back on his feet.
Anyone else like to do anything?
The only thing I'll do is set down a lot of the wine near our station and take a bottle. I don't often do this, and open it up and just take a big
Yep.
gulp.
Arthur just gives a cheerful, ha ha, good man. Times like this, it's definitely better to have a bit of extra spirit around, you know? For sure. Well, the next hour of coverage. Got a couple people that are still not exhausted at all. Yeah, we'll go with Faye next. And the same thing. Grace's last inspiration. Grace can no longer cast guidance. Ether, you're back inside.
Yep.
Faye, before she steps over, would come to you. Guidance?
Yes. Just grab her arm from the ground.
Cool. Yep. Sometimes we roll nat ones. Sometimes we roll nat 20s.
Which one? It was a 20.
Okay. Oh yeah.
Sometimes your delivery's a little on the
He
dry
didn't grind
side.
it for 2 minutes.
Does that cover 2 then, or how does that work?
I will say that she does not need to make the con save.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because it is more about her having such an extreme control over her magic.
Okay.
That
Very good.
She senses it trying to leech and attach to her soul. And I will tell
She
you
says
that...
no.
Well, yeah, I mean, for Faye, when you guys saw her the couple of times inside the tavern, you guys saw that her arm looked like withered and almost necrotic
Yeah.
on its own, stretching up beyond her sleeves for her elbows. And I will tell you, as of right now, when you see her, you see that she has a silver prosthetic covering her right arm down over her hand. And as she kneels next to you, places this cool, chilling silver hand adjacent to you. It radiates out with an incredible sense of warmth. And as she looks down at this all over you, she just kind of leans back after casting her spell, and you can see that she, at the bandings for where it's kind of strapped together, she kind of pulls it apart slightly again and shows you the withered necrotic skin of her right arm. It's not my first time going down this path, dear.
The same foe.
Yes and no. Not that one, but... And she tightens that strap back up. Someone trying to use it.
I hope we can speak further.
As do I, child. Okay. Faye steps up and back. We saved ourselves that level of exhaustion, which is very good. Into our 4th hour of coverage.
It's only been 4 hours.
Oh yeah. I know. Anybody like to do anything?
So it's now 8 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'm gonna continue pacing around if there's nothing for me to
Mm-hmm.
be told to do.
Mm-hmm.
Grabbing my coin.
I will say that as of now, since it is 8 p.m., it has been about 14 hours since we last long rested. If you would like to begin, for some people, to long rest, you can attempt to do so. I will say that it's not like, at a very dire point, if things go badly, it will count as long rests being obviously interrupted. But if people want to begin attempting to end shifts or diversify or split up, however you want to do it, if people want to begin attempting to take long rests, I will indicate that none of the people channeling on this spell for Sarah's sake can take a long rest during this time.
I've already started.
Yep.
That's
I'm gonna
Eddie.
try to,
Yep.
especially because I don't need to actually sleep. I just need to sit
Meditate.
here. Yeah.
I'm imagining DJ also will want to, because he indicated that earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anybody want to do anything during this hour?
Does his protection from good and evil recharge on a long rest?
I told him to save that. I would say that they stopped him from casting a spell because it had already been an hour in which you were going to be safe
Okay.
from it.
I just wasn't sure if he would want to
Mhm.
use that before
Mhm.
resting.
Possibly. I will ask him when he comes back. If not, I do actually have a thing theoretically prepped for him and Corin to attempt to do together for you, so I will offer that to him when he returns. If not, if nobody else wants to do anything, we will go to another hour of attempting coverage.
Just gonna keep an eye on Ether.
Mm-hmm. Cool. Yeah. Grace is sadly out of Bardic Inspirations. I will say you can cast Guidance even during your
Okay.
meditation. If you would want to cast that once more on Faye.
Yep. I
Faye will
absolutely
come right back up to bat.
Yep.
But now the rolls get a lot harder now that we lose that D8. But it don't matter because Faye's a genius, baby! 19 on it. And then, it doesn't matter. She gets there just with her mod.
We love her.
Yeah, no, 100%. She sits down with you again. And just very quietly. Almost like she is in, again, like the zone, like methodical about this nature. Sits down once more adjacent to you. Places her hand on you again. You feel that same chilling sensation against your skin. It comes through even though you are incredibly numb in that area because of how cold the silver is. And I will tell you that you have another hour of protection, and we will see whether or not con saves for her. Damn, close again, but Faye's got her first level of exhaustion. Yeah. Going into our next hour. Anybody want to do anything?
I would just be double checking everyone that's working on it to make sure that they're.
Yep, Seraphina is good on the cauldron. Seraphina is continuing to add the Spellbane into the Terrace concoction. She is adding in her second 1 ounce interval. Arthur and Wembley are draining the silver bark, and they have that now in a separate heated beaker. And they are also working on muddling the blood purge.
All right.
I probably would have finished what I was
Writing. Mm-hmm.
which is essentially just the list that I
Sent me.
sent you,
Mhm.
just in case.
Yeah, absolutely. Anybody else want to do anything? I've got 2 more people that can attempt and do not yet have exhaustion. So I will say that I'll probably have them tank it first.
Yeah, I'm still attempting to meditate.
Yeah, we'll go with Grace. A dirty 20 feels so bad.
Oh,
So bad. If only we still had Bardic Inspiration die.
Who failed this?
Yep.
No, who?
Oh, Grace.
Grace.
She couldn't have given it to herself anyway, right?
No. Bards can't give themselves up.
Mhm. Well, we'll see if she gains the exhaustion. Yeah. See, her bright, vibrant pink bangs hanging over her eyes, and she kneels down next to you and very quietly hums and whispers. Once again, please protect this child. And I will tell you that it feels oh so close to pulling away at that pulsing, but that warmth at the last moment fades and the chill radiates inside of your arm once more. And Grace just kind of like single tear, like at the edges of her eyelashes, just kind of like slowly falls and presses against your arm. I'm sorry.
Thank you.
We will keep trying. All that we can. Always. Well, time for Nivara to try to tank.
Do you have any wine? Okay.
Looks over at Ether. Thank you.
you're welcome.
Got there this time. See Nivara's hands, kind of, both of them, stretch up and down the backside of Ritora's arm. I know how much all of these things hurt. I have lived through that pain myself for years. Whatever I can give to you, I will give. We'll see. damn. It was on the fucking 19 and cracked back to the 3.
That's what happened to me.
Yep. Well,
The fates are against us.
yep. We have put every one of my people to a first level of exhaustion. And we will go into the next hour.
So 10 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
Would you have laid down to try to get a rest in at 8 when...
So when
A
you
couple
stepped
other people.
out, there was going to be a thing because I was opening it up for people to begin taking long rests because it's been about 14 hours that people have been awake.
Mhm.
If it's an 8-hour rest, it puts you at 22 hours. It feels really dickish to be like, well, it's 2 hours. Where? So I was going to open it up to people being able to take a long rest slightly sooner. I did not know if you wanted to try to do anything else with the resources that you do have, like your lay on hands or anything, because I did want to have Corin attempt to do something with his as well, if you would like to work with him.
Yeah.
Or if you had any other spells that you would want to attempt to cast. Effectively, since you're going to get them back anyway.
Sure. Nothing that I think would last any like a significant amount of time
Sure.
to be worth casting before my long rest. The only thing I can think of would be Sanctuary,
Mm-hmm.
but that also only lasts for a minute,
Yep.
so it doesn't do me much good. So I would just help Corn with the lay on hands, whatever he was doing with that. I do have Cure Wounds as well, so
Mhm. Yeah, so my thought process is because lay on hands can effectively attempt to conclude diseases and things of that nature.
Can it?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Okay.
you use
Yeah,
5
you
points
can-
to do it.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Yes.
I will let you and Corin attempt to work together to utilize 20 hit points each of your lay on hands pool to utilize an effect that is on Sarah, reducing her max hit points.
Okay.
Increasing
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it would increase. Yeah.
increasing my max hit points.
Mm-hmm.
I-
That is reducing. It would
Oh.
conclude the effect
Okay.
that is reducing.
Gotcha.
I do have 25. Could
Sure.
I dump all 25
Yeah.
and have that?
Mm-hmm. So what we're going to do, because communal casting are rules that I have made,
Mm-hmm.
we're going to attempt to communally channel and utilize our lay on hands together.
Okay.
So I will ask you to make a spellcasting check, which is just a d20 plus your spellcasting modifier value.
Okay. It's a 12. So close to that 20.
Well, Corin is a 19. So, in my eyes, the justification is lesser restoration attempting to go up to the value of greater restoration, which is an effect that can reduce max hit point values. You would be checking against the difference in DC between the spells.
Mhm.
Lesser restoration effectively functions at a second level spell, so the DC is 13. Communally, it's a 26. I'm a 19, you're a 12. We're at 31. You get half of what you had lost back. So you lost 26. You gain back 13 of your max health.
That's huge. So
Am I healed to that or
No.
okay?
You
Just
can
that
be
I.
healed to that.
No.
So I will tell you if you want to cast Cure Wounds, you can also still be casting Cure Wounds because you do still have spell slots.
Yeah, I would pop Cure Wounds then as
Mhm.
well.
So will Corin. Corin gets you for 6.
oh, is it
5.
the one?
Yeah.
It's 11 of the 13.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, true.
So pretty good.
So sorry, that was
11
got
health
6,
come back.
he got 5.
11,
So you're
Mm-hmm.
almost back at 25.
Mm-hmm.
Almost.
23.
23. That's where you're at. That's good.
Thank you.
I might pop it again.
If you're going to rest anyway.
Yep. Cast it again.
Mm-hmm.
Should I be casting or doing burnout on these too?
We're not burning out in here. I will tell you that this room has effectively a protective measure inside of it with mirrors.
That's an additional 11.
I
Mm-hmm.
only needed 2, but thank you very much.
Come on.
And then take a long rest and
You're beginning your long rest. We'll get there in 8 hours.
Thank you.
Of course. I hope this helps.
More wine.
He's an old man.
And I'll just kind of look at everyone, the guild.
Mm-hmm.
If there's anything else I can do while I'm sleeping, feel free to wake me up.
Yeah, I'll just kind of nod, recognizing that it's important for people to begin getting rest because this is a very long adventure. Goran will sit down 10 feet away from you. Kind of watch over. Next hour. In that hour.
Yeah, seeing everybody getting close to tapped, I would start trying to get a rest in.
Sure.
Just in case.
Mm-hmm.
Still nervously pacing around the room.
Mm-hmm. I know. I will tell you that still nothing is coming.
Yep. Still,
Mm-hmm.
Por favor, do you need something to do?
do you have something?
I'll wave you over. Help me double check their work, and I'll let you look at this. You can hold on to it for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know anything
Anybody
about
else?
summoning?
History check on summoning?
Yeah, that's fine.
Alright.
Hey, John.
What's up?
I'm the worst.
Yeah.
I do have less restoration.
Nice. That's fine.
He's an old man.
Oh! It's a 9! 2 on the die!
I didn't realize it was always prepared.
Oh, for your
It's
oath, for
ritual.
devotion, sure. Yeah, I'll tell you with a 9 that, like, it's within your field of study, but, like, it's not something that you remember really the process about, that it was something that just was, like, tangentially talked about at times.
Yeah.
But that's about it.
Okay.
Yep.
I'll just shake my head. Not much.
And this is what they're doing?
DJ, do you have a second level slot? No? Okay, well, it's something we can do in the morning. Well, in 8 hours. Depending on if she's alive. Mm-hmm. But I don't know if anybody else has anything for this hour.
So we're on.
I'm meditating.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Start going through the process of taking our long rests. And we have our good Nivara coverage.
Mm-hmm.
And go into the next hour. And I don't know if anybody wants to attempt. If not, one of the people will.
I don't have anything. And I'm meditating.
I know. Like I said, dude, I figured the first hours would be the ones that we would get through. But we had some really rough rolls at the start. We lost a lot of ethiers.
Where at in the procedure are we? Step 4?
Yeah, where it's where the 3 that I've noted that says started.
Oh, okay.
Those are
Yeah,
started.
you're at the simultaneous process of 4, 5, and 6.
Yeah, we effectively jumped like 5 hours ahead.
Yes. So you're at the process of like Arthur and Wembley are gathering the viscous silver, separating it through a sieve, putting that into a heated beaker. Seraphina is working on adding the spellbane and assisting them with muddling the blood purge with salt. I will say that at a point during this time, Seraphina would have to come over to you with a small knife and say that she needs some of your blood.
I'll
And
just present both of my hands.
she's gonna take your left hand and just like, pull your arm forward a little bit. That's not on the hand. And just kind of like right along, one of the thicker parts where it'll be a little bit easier to get some stitches in or something. Slowly drags. Painful, but nothing like the pain that you've been experiencing for the last several hours. Takes a small tincture, gathers your blood, goes back over, and begins muddling that with the blood purge and some beautiful purified salt. Just in a mortar and pestle.
I'd walk up to Seraphina with the list here.
Mm-hmm.
When it's finished, how thick is this?
Sorry?
The poultice, how thick is it? Or is it runny? What's the consistency?
It will feel like a jelly. It is somewhat thick, but it's drinkable.
Easy enough to
Yes.
remove from the container?
Yes.
And I'll show her the notes
Mhm.
Felix gave me to look over. I'm just trying to wrap my head around this further.
Mm-hmm.
If I have any more questions, I'll... If that's fine with you, I don't want to...
Oh, you're all right.
Yeah, and I'll go sit down relatively close to the cauldron and keep reading this over and over and over and over and over.
Very good. Well, so begins Plight of the Exhausted. Yeah. We'll go with our old steady. Since Faye got through twice.
I would
Faye,
again.
Faye.
Right? $21 exact again.
Guess you could call her Old Faithful.
Oh!
Oh!
Good lord, dude. Well, con save.
Just nat 20 it. Just
I
fucking
hope.
savage.
Motherfucker. That's a 19 total. She misses by 2.
The con save is 21 too.
Mm-hmm.
You son of a bitch. How many times we gotta beat this thing to make it weaken?
What? It doesn't.
Just
It's like it should
punch
be
it
like an
into
onion. You
submission.
peel it back. There's just less surface area.
Spicier in the
It
center, buddy.
gets stronger. Your eyes are watering.
It's an onion
No,
with
no,
a
I'm not cutting it. I'm peeling it. That should be fine.
It's an onion filled with habaneros.
And mace.
And mace, it actively reaches
It
out an
actively
onion arm and just
sprays you in the
maces
face.
me.
And you know what?
You son of a bitch.
Snakes too, because why not?
Oh my god.
Snakes.
Also snakes.
Yeah,
Bees.
no. You see her just have this, again, intense exhaustion wash over her. We're getting there,
Thank you.
of course.
Please take care of yourself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, and I will say that Grace comes over and just kind of helps Faye to her feet and brings her back towards one of the mirror, sits next to her, and they both begin sharing a bottle of wine. I don't know if anybody wants to be doing anything during this hour.
Am I up before the end of the next hour? Because I only have 4 hours for a long rest.
We're literally in hour 1.
Really? I thought we've gotten through.
No, we're not. We're at 10 p.m.
And your long rest?
Yeah.
This is going 9 into 10. Like, this is going to be 2 hours.
Oh, I thought this was 10 into 11.
Sorry, no, 9 into 10. When you're asking the time, I thought you were asking, like, what time will it be concluding at? We began at 4. We have 4 to 5, 5 to 6, 7 to 8, 8 to 9, now 9 to 10.
Okay, I'm really confused then.
Yeah, I thought I slept through. I thought this was the third one I've slept through because I slept through that.
Yeah, because it
Phase.
goes Faye, Nivara, Faye.
Mm-hmm.
So Faye, I had 8 to 9. The very first one 7 to 8, then 8 to 9, then Nivara 9 to 10, Faye 10 to 11.
We've had 6 successful coverages, correct?
So 1, 2,
This is
3,
now the
4, 5,
6th coverage.
6. This will be the 6th.
This is the 6th coverage.
Yes.
So 4 to 5, 5 to 6, 6 to 7, 7 to 8, 8 to 9, 9 to 10. This will be our coverage for 9 into 10.
Oh,
Got it,
okay. I
okay.
just haven't marked the opposite.
This
Gotcha.
this being the 7th one or the 6th one?
This is the 6th.
This is the 6th. See how I have it written? I have it written that it's in that into that. I marked it wrong. It should be shifted up. Okay. Gotcha.
Like, does
Yeah,
that
'cause-
genuinely does that make sense? Now
'cause-
that I'm explaining it in that way.
Because Levi was 4 to 5.
Correct.
Okay. Gotcha.
And you guys began your long rest at 8 p.m.
Okay.
So this
Yep.
is, you've completed 1 hour of your long rest.
Got
You're
it.
going into the 2nd hour of your long rest.
Okay.
This is the time space between 9 and 10 p.m.
Got it.
covering us until 10 p.m.
Okay.
And then we have that time frame again from 10 to 11 p.m.
Got it. Okay.
So you will be 2 hours in
Yeah.
now.
Okay.
So I do not know if anybody wants to be doing anything from the time frame of 10 p.m. to 11 p.m. If not, we will have another check.
Did they happen to bring any of the ale from Growlers?
Yes. I will tell you that some of the ale was what was used when they were constructing the magic circle.
Get that back to
I was
you.
thinking if the cactus was slightly bigger, it would be enough, like an obstruction from drinking.
It's a little obstructive.
So it's the circle of them around Ritora.
Mm-hmm.
You're asleep.
Mm-hmm.
He's meditating. You're asleep. You're doing Felix things.
I'm just double checking everybody's
Yep.
work, making sure everybody's taking the proper steps.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. After reading through the recipe, for lack of a better term, I'll walk up to the safe zone by the circle and
Sure.
lay on the ground next to Ritora.
Mm-hmm.
How you doing?
I've been better. All things considered,
Well,
I feel okay for now.
things have been going well for you now. For now.
Oh.
I've been trying to call an old friend to possibly help, but to no avail. I thought she would, she could do something for you.
I don't know how much more she has left.
That last one really took a lot out of her. So I know it's a lot to ask.
I was planning on trying to find her once this was all done.
Me too.
Trying to help her. I'll dig through my stuff again and pull out Camilla's dagger.
Mm-hmm.
Hand it over to Vorst.
I was planning the same thing, actually. Someone stuck like that shouldn't deserve to be stuck like that.
No. No, she's a good person, and even if she were not, I can't imagine how lonely she must be.
I can imagine that even in a room full of all your friends here, you still feel the same way in some way, shape, or form. I just wanted to say, should anything happen, we had a saying in my tribe that I only ever heard goodbye until I came to the city. We never said goodbye. We'd say, see you down the path. So, should anything happen, I'll see you down the path.
I'll see you down the path. Vorst.
And I'll hand you the coin in return.
A fair trade. Flip the coin.
Mm-hmm.
What the fuck?
I got you this coin. Oh, cool.
Falls through the floorboards. Fuck! And I'll get up and kind of go sit relatively where I was before.
Mm-hmm.
So these next three steps should be done in this hour.
On to, this will be the last addition of Spellbane to the Terrace Concoction. This will be the last 1 ounce interval. Sorry, no, 2 more, because it's 4 ounces total. We have 2 ounces in. This is the 3rd ounce, so there will be 1 more ounce of that will need to come in.
Okay.
And then the serration of the silver bark with the separation is good. That heated beaker is good. The blood purge mixture will be complete at the end of this hour, and then she'll have to put it in something cold.
Okay, so 5 and 6 will be done, and
Mhm.
we're still working on 4.
Correct.
Okay.
Yep.
Knowing that there has to be a cold container
Mm-hmm.
of some kind, I would scrounge up a bowl or something from my mess kit.
Yeah, and put it outside in the snow and let it cool.
Mhm.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, still got people who are only at level 1 of exhaustion.
Who's stepping up?
Well, seeing that Faye pulled it off, Grace will step up.
Step up to
Guide me.
The streets.
I was gonna say it. Not close. 5 and a 7 on the die. And a 3 on the con save for the die.
Just rolling like me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
actually.
Yeah, I will tell you that Grace seems, as she feels the exhaustion set in and recognizes the incompletion of the spell, I'm so sorry.
Thank you. I am so lucky.
Let's hope the luck comes back. Seeing Grace fail. Oh. Yeah, I feel like Luna would come up. Yeah.
$20.
No.
I lose the 19 and I have to take the nat 1.
Pourquoi?
Oh, man. I will tell you that Luna seems, as she approaches you, you see this like almost kind of slowly building feral anger, seeing how upset and tired and worn out her companions are. And as she attempts to open herself to you, to restore you, you almost see this look of like horror and shock, just kind of like a gasp just come over her. And then this strange, sudden pulling back, and then a vacant expression. What the fuck? You've been holding this in for days?
It's
Jesus.
gotten worse in the last day or so.
I'm really fucking sorry. Second, if that was hell. Days? Fucking getting back here was a miracle, dude.
Without my companions, I would have died out there.
I hope you don't fucking die in here. You just hear the soft wood foot creaks. And Levi steps over and just kind of pats Luna on the back. Bread. She just looks over at him. Yeah, man, bread. Little Levi will give it a shot. Bread in hand. Bread boy!
I was gonna ask if I could have some bread.
100%. He just like cracks like the center of the loaf out. Somehow just like rips it through. Hands you the bread. Good lord. Another 21 on the dot. 14, 2 on the guidance, and a 5 mod, baby.
Now crush the save.
Yeah, dude, I really need people to start making the save after. I know it's hard. Good lord.
The shoulder pain I'm gonna have tomorrow.
Right? No!
I already feel it.
Just gotta sit up.
Have a munch of bread, and Levi just kind of radiates this warmth out once more, and Luna just like in awe stares and in pride stares at Levi, and you just see this like cheerful, incredibly loving young guy, even with all the exhaustion in his eyes, just smile widely and beam at you. Bread.
It's delicious, thank you.
Jam with bread is good.
I'll have to try it.
Yeah, you will. See like a little lip quiver, and Luna just kind of like hugs him and starts to crawl away. Yeah. Into the next hour.
What time are we at now?
So now we'll be at
10 to
11.
11. This is 11 into 12.
Yep.
I have my wake up time as 5 a.m.
Set your alarm.
Just
Damn it.
It's just Corin sitting
no,
there
it
going.
can't be. Nesgrim can't be me unless he wakes up, snoozes the alarm, and goes back to bed.
Spell slots are also becoming a problem. Because they had to exhaust spells
Yeah.
for what they enchanted with for this protection for you.
So we're 11 into 12. I went to sleep at 8, so I'm up after this next one.
Correct. You will
Okay.
be good at 12. I don't know if anybody wants to do anything during this hour. If not, I've got Iris and Ivara, who are only at first levels of exhaustion and still have slots.
I'll retrieve my cold bolt for the
Yeah.
container.
Seraphina puts the muddled mess of blood purge out of the mortar and pestle in. Just keep it away from the fires. And don't hold it to your body. Heat will warm it.
Is there windows in this
Not
room?
in the ballroom, no.
No? Okay. Yeah, I'll make a rudimentary cooler out of like the leather from my armor that I'm not wearing.
Sure.
Like
That's
a little
fine.
like a little lunchbox.
Mm-hmm. That's fine. Your armor would be like, because you are outside again, your armor would be kind of cold.
Mhm.
So I'm fine with that. Yeah.
Really, any kind of fur would act as a pretty good insulator, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for keeping the cold in. Yeah. I don't know if anybody would like to be doing during this step, but like I said, I've got 2 more people that can give it a shot.
One more hour, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's
Wembley.
it's coming up on 12 o'clock.
This is
Except he's
11
right
going
next
into
to
12.
11 going into 12.
He's standing over, looking at me, and in my dreams, Wembley.
You just see his hands around his
His fingertips
Magic
glow.
fingers.
I just look up.
Oh my god.
Yeah, still in my downtime calling for it.
I'll tell you, still not yet. Fucking petrified of this shit, dude.
Mm-hmm. This time clutching the dagger instead of the
Mm-hmm.
coin.
Instead the coin. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Is Corin still nearby?
Corin's within 10 feet of you at all times. Prepared to fucking die.
At all times.
At all times. Mm-hmm.
Me, I'm always ready to die.
He 100% has like 4 bottles of wine in his lap.
Nice.
He at one point would have gone down, like, smelled the wine, and just grabbed like 4 big fucking bottles.
I had plenty here. I
don't need to worry about drinking till I die, you know? Poisons.
Does it even work?
No.
Shit.
Just reminds me of better days.
Mm.
It's kind of nostalgic. These were Carolyn's favorites.
I'm going to take the paper that I had written on
Mm-hmm.
and
Pull off the part for him. Yeah.
can he hear? He can't, right? No.
I mean, He needed to have completed a rest activity. I will say that in this time frame, he's completed a rest activity because he was only active during the one interval for casting. So he can hear again. Yeah, you hand him the papers. You don't need to be sorry, kid. Just doing your best. Same with all the people here.
I don't want anyone to get hurt for me.
Nobody ever does. It's my job.
If things...
Nope. You don't think that way. Things won't go that way. None of the people here will let it. Especially me. You're going to live. I have an oath. I have been a diabolist for years. I lost the dwarves. I lost my daughter. I lost my wife. I will not lose you.
Your daughter is found.
As are you. Trust me. Trust your friends. No matter how weak, will can overcome.
I'm trying not to cry. Ritor's also
Yeah.
probably not trying that hard.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no. There. No worries, child. You are surrounded with love.
You know.
And there is no better protection against evil and death. As a man that was at death's door, I know that. My wife defied death for me, and your foolish but loving friend there defied death for my daughter. This party is well acquainted with death. And yet here we all stand. Maybe lay down for a little while. But we'll stand again together. And I will say that at that point, Iris would walk up. Bop. Bam, babies. 18s and 17s all day. Alright, now it's just con save time, dude.
Easy.
Right? Easy peasy,
Easy
baby.
nat 20.
Fuck, why do I always miss so closely?
Because you made it at 21!
She cast a lot of spells and increased the spell level!
Ooh-wee! Ooh-wee, if only you didn't!
I feel really bad. It was originally set at an 18.
You've been going a hell of a lot better than me.
Yeah, nothing! You're supposed to do nothing!
This is D&D!
It doesn't matter! You sit there sad because you can't cast for 40 sessions like I did in fall!
It was a good time.
You were playing a rogue!
I was playing an arcane trickster!
Yep. Oh my good lord.
I couldn't use my subclass!
Yep. I'm a monster, I know.
He's a fiend!
Without your magic, you'd have been, a martial character.
It's okay, I got resistance to everything, so I just didn't take damage. It was I was a better
Yeah,
martial character than him.
Grimdark. We are covered for 11 into 12.
There was a trade. I'm awake. Ooh. -1 level of exhaustion.
Do you say that when you wake up? I am awake.
Sorry, that is the coverage for 12 into 1. And yes, you're waking up.
Now I'm confused.
That was
4
12
to
into
5, 5 to 6, 6 to 7, 7 to 8, 8 to 9, 9 to 10, 10 to 11, 11 to 12.
Okay.
Yeah. Unless I already made that tally mark.
I don't know.
It's possible. I haven't eaten
I'm
anything.
tracking this really weird.
Tired.
Levi covers
Haven't eaten
this.
anything.
Do you want
Literally
some?
been awake 3 hours.
Do you want some Triscuits?
I'm good. Thank you.
Donuts?
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 Like I said, dude, the sugar
Levi
should
should
kill
be
me.
here.
Sure.
That's why Triscuit.
Thank you. Right, but that goes on. I should.
Do you want some Triscuits?
And did I make an additional mark?
Huh?
Did I make an additional mark or are we
No,
good?
you are correct.
Okay.
Because he had to
I had to
shuffle.
shift
original
everything up.
shuffling.
When he
Fair.
shuffled,
Okay, yeah,
he
sorry.
accidentally put too many on the one line and
Fair.
didn't get
Okay.
shuffled back into place.
Yes. So you are completed, Don.
Okay, so this was Levi then.
Back to good old exhaustion level 3.
3. Come on, baby.
Ooh boy.
All right.
It's only attack rolls.
We're
and
going
ability
12 into 1.
Say it was here, because everything goes up.
You go sit next to Corin and Ritora.
Everything goes up.
I would tell you that
Levi
sincerely,
goes up
seeing
here.
how upset and distraught you are, Corin would
So I
begin
was down
telling you
here,
stories
Fang was here,
about
Fang
him
was
and
there.
Carolyn. How they
No,
met
okay.
here in the
I
city.
made a mistake. Okay.
How they used to like to go out and take walks in the areas outside the walls. Yep. How happy Carolyn was to be able to finally become a sister at the orphanage, and how happy she was caring for children, and how much he appreciated and adored that motherly loving instinct in her, and how she nurtured that in him. And that is the reason why he had been a Diabolist before he knew her. But it went from being a career to being something more than that, a passion, something that he felt fulfilled by. She put the love in medicine for him. If nobody else has anything?
Yes.
Yeah.
We're going 12 into 1, right?
Correct.
I would link to you telepathically and say, I'm assuming you're not wearing it. Put on the mask.
I'll nod and look at you. And I'll slowly get up and walk over to Ritora. Where did I see that again?
Toss the coin over.
Thank you. And I'll just quietly walk out the room. And I'm gonna go sit outside.
Yeah. Pull down the mask.
I'm gonna go find a spot. What phase is the moon in? Just curious.
Ooh. 3/4 full.
3/4.
Or sorry,
full?
no, half full.
Half full?
Yeah, we are. I just consistently been thinking about like the resolution after this.
Mm-hmm.
What about the second moon? Is it a quarter or?
Which part of the pie?
How much pie?
We're at like top left corner, bottom right corner. It looks kind of weird because it kisses in the middle.
Oh no! It's
looks like
a,
bow tie
it's an
pasta.
hourglass, or an hourglass.
Yes.
Yeah, oh, it's wonderful.
The time is ticking.
Oh
my god!
I love,
Yes.
I love bow tie pasta.
Same.
Maybe I'll roll better.
Who doesn't love bow tie pasta?
I'm gonna.
Yeah, half full though.
Yeah. I will full blown just sit down in the snow,
Mm-hmm.
and I'll stick my sword that has got orc blood and Camilla's blood and all kinds of nastiness on it into the snow. Plop her mask right on top of that. Put the coin right on the forehead of the mask.
Mm-hmm.
And grab the blade of the knife and just stare into the eyes of the mask as the moon's lighting it up.
Mm-hmm.
And I won't even do it in my head. I will full blown yell it.
Camilla.
Mm-hmm.
We're level 5. Roll a D100.
It was a flying bug.
Dude, it's easy. Just roll low,
Snapped off.
right? You wants to roll 5 and under, or okay, you can do it.
74.
I will tell you that as you look into the eyes of this mask, you hear a faint echo of Camilla's voice. And it sounds like, genuinely, the labored breath of someone running in the distance. And I will tell you that you hear it fade.
Yeah. Vorst is probably gonna start crying about now.
Yeah. I understand.
And he's just gonna kind of drop his head and sit out in the snow for a bit.
Well, Navara.
Give me a reason to marry you.
She won't. She won't do
Before
it.
she would step up, I would try to stop her from that because she needs to help with the potion stuff and I don't.
Seraphina can handle it.
All right. I will guide you, though.
Thank you. Oh, thank God for guidance, dude. You 22'd me because I rolled the 4 on the fucking guidance. 13 on the die, 5 on the mod.
I can't roll, but I can help with that.
Yep.
Now we just need that con save.
Yeah.
I can't carry the
Fix
ring.
that.
But I
Just
can
easy
carry
20.
you.
Easy 20 every time.
Dude, right?
Easy 20.
No! Oh, it's at least a 2 and not the 1. Oh, thank God. But I was so close to
Missing
the
the
20.
0.
Has anyone passed the con save?
Yes.
Yeah, Faye.
Faye, once.
Faye once. Mm-hmm. None of them are con characters. They're literally all casters.
Did
They're
Faye
all...
pass or did she?
Faye just because of the nat 20.
Yeah, she rolled the nat 20.
I've rolled 19s and 20s multiple times. Like,
That's
I've
not
been
enough.
genuinely very close. Yeah, I will tell you that as she is sitting there with you and places her hands over you once more and kind of just stretches them out of her robes, and her robes slide back over her arms once more. And you see the continuation of tribal tattoos down over her skin. You feel her hands rest on your arm again. And that warmth penetrates that chilling cold feeling of death that grips at you and is now feeling as though it surrounds your heart. It feels like it's entering in over your chest. You feel that warmth penetrate through and radiate out through your body like a warm drink on a very cold winter night. She kind of just falls back to the ground afterwards and takes a heavy sigh. Oh, God.
It will start.
This is so tiring. She just kind of looks over her shoulder at Faye and Iris and Grace. Do I have to? And you see the three of them just kind of look at each other. And just, after a moment, all in unison shake their heads no. And you watch Nivara just kind of reach up over her neck, around, and pull at the little twine clasp at the back of a long hanging necklace that she has down that goes below the center of her robes. And you watch as she pulls this off. Nivara begins to immediately change in her appearance very drastically. Her mohawk fades, her skin turns a pallid gray. And you see these strange, as you're sitting around here with her, kind of cracks in her skin, almost comparable to Corin, but definitely more dense, like icicles, with a strange blue hue to them. You see one of her eyes is opaque and milky, and her skin is a very muted gray. And her hair. Luna, if you want to post it in the art.
Show me my wife.
She is not your wife.
So, John, at the conclusion of this hour, we'll be done adding the silver bark, right? Or no,
Where is it?
It's in the artwork channel in the regular server.
the spellbane, correct? We'll be
Yes.
finished adding the spellbane.
Mhm, yes. Yeah. See that her robes turn from a dark red to a light white. And you can see that her hair goes black. with faint white strands at the very bottom of it. She lets out this cold breath. And as the transformation completes, you see these large, extending white antlers come into focus in view, kind of sparkling at the moment, before they become a clear, solid, antler-like white. She just kind of like leans back and puts both of her hands on the ground. God, it's tiring. She just kind of like turns and looks over at her 3 friends. I guess we trust them enough now. Takes a lot out of me to keep it up. Oh, Lord.
Your secret is safe with us.
Hope so.
I'll just shoot a glance at Nesgrim.
I am sleeping.
Uh-huh. Yeah, he's still out.
I have no idea.
One eye open.
We're on
he's
hour
just like,
6, bud.
Mhm.
Hour 6
I feel like you can tell in your dream
of the
Mhm.
rest. Anyway.
that you're just.
I sense lesbian.
He's just sleeping and he's like, whoa.
Instead of divine sense, it's lesbian sense.
In my sleep. Oh, the black hair is even better.
She's
Wembley.
not
Mm-hmm.
ever
Oh,
going
really?
to marry
Okay.
you.
Yeah. I can
We'll
tell
find
why
out.
they-
She's a lesbian.
We don't know that for sure.
Okay, so you guys have another 3.
I'm pretty sure we do.
She hasn't told me that.
Yeah, and you watch as she just kind of like steps up, and you can see that she's about the same height that she was before, but now with the antlers, like they stretch out grandly. They look like buck antlers, very full and filling. Yeah. Just kind of like scratch at her head. Oh, God. Keeping them bound inside of the hood of the robe is so uncomfortable. God. Feels good to be out again.
I'll look at the normal people in the room.
You're gonna have to.
So I guess
Explicitly.
you. Well, that was an add-on, okay? So you.
That was DLC.
At
I'm
this
not in the
point,
room.
you.
I'm not in the
You're
room.
not there, and I guess Corin.
Yeah, I mean, Faye and Iris and Luna are like elves.
Yeah. Okay.
You know, Levi's just a little halfling boy.
Corin's dead.
Is this what it's like to look at? Oh. And I'll just kind of like.
They all just
a
kind of like
weird glare.
grin and smile and nod at you.
I'll just kind of give a.
I'm gonna weakly try to thumbs up and give Felix the Felix grin. I'll roll performance if I have
Oh, yeah.
to.
Oh, do it,
Put on that
please.
disadvantage,
Can
baby.
you make the
with
Felix grin?
disadvantage.
It's an ability check. Double nat 20 it, please burn it.
That is a 2 minus 1.
You just see in all of his exhaustion, Ether just kind of look over at you and like tilt his head and just.
Okay.
He's somehow scowling at you. Like,
It's that picture of all the kids smiling in a circle, except when you flip it upside down, the one kid's
Oh,
not smiling.
yep.
Oh yeah, it's, yeah.
I don't know that one. I'll
You
have to
don't-
see it. Oh, God.
Yeah. Yeah, she just kind of slowly slides back. Just rests against one of the cool mirrors, and you hear her head just kind of softly thud against the glass. She leans back. Oh, I miss the cold. Good Lord.
It is calming.
Yeah. Part of your nature, after all.
You come to get used to it, yes.
Yes. Lovely, peaceful feeling.
I like the peace and quiet.
As do I. I don't know if anybody wants to be doing anything during this hour.
I will snore.
If Vorst hasn't returned, I would go looking for him.
Would you say in this time frame you would have come back? It would have been about 15 to 20 minutes.
Okay, so prior to going, I would just want to make sure that we are done with the Spellbane and starting the next, I guess
You're on-
next step.
You were on 7 and 8.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then I would head out looking for Vorst.
Yeah. Till you find him, maybe 15 feet out into the courtyard, sitting in the estate. I'm assuming that is still out in front of you.
Yep.
Yeah. Sword in the ground, statue on the hilt, and handle on the pommel.
Yep. Not even gonna acknowledge that you're there.
Yeah, as I walk up to you, I will mystic hand the mask onto your face. I said, on.
Just feel so fucking helpless. I've helped with so many things in the past few days. There's nothing I can do right now.
We can have our pity party out here then, or we can go back inside.
Doesn't really change much. I really can't help.
As I approach you, I'll just put my hand out in front of your face.
Yep. Gotta go.
Come on then.
I'll stake the knife out in the snow.
Mm-hmm.
Put the coin, bounce it on the hilt, and walk back inside with Felix.
Okay. You guys step back inside.
It was both halves of the mask, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like it was the bone and the flesh portion.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So you're still wearing it?
Debating with myself, and I'll get back to you on that. Yeah,
Sure.
I'm still wearing it.
Okay.
Anybody want to do anything during this time frame?
I would just sit and chat with Corin and Ritora.
Mm-hmm. So begins the incredibly uphill battle of additional levels of exhaustion.
We're in the end game.
Yes, we are.
Who is looking
The worst?
the worst?
Luna.
As bad as Ether?
Not as... yes, now that you've rested, as bad as Ether. Yeah.
So they're on level 3,
Luna and Ether on level 3.
and there's 4 total. Right.
4 and then 5 as you die.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So if one of the people at 3, nat 1.
I thought 6.
Yeah,
died.
6 you die.
Oh,
6 is dead.
Yeah,
5
is it
is
6?
speed is 0.
Speed is 0 is 5. There you go.
Yeah. Yeah, 5 is your...
Anybody at 4
Jail
that
would
nat
die.
ones would die.
Hmm?
3 is
That's fine, let me know what you
technically a
decide.
safe zone. Technically?
Yeah, I mean, I guess during this interim... Well, we got a bunch of people at 2. Spell slots are an issue.
I would stand. To the best of my ability.
I know.
Stand for what?
Start walking towards the circle.
No. Ether,
I have to.
you don't.
I do.
You really don't. There's so much at stake.
I understand, but
You are the only person who can do the job you do.
I can't let it take you without trying. I have lost.
Ether. I'll stab you. Don't you fucking dare.
I have to try, Goran.
No,
It will not kill me.
you don't know that.
Ether, take another step, and I'll remove you myself.
Please.
Why don't we trust in her strength for once?
All right.
My turn.
You're stronger than you think, kid.
This is a saving throw.
For her, yeah.
I'm gonna bless her.
You don't need to. It is already inside of the magic circle. There is a list of
Got it.
spells that have been incorporated into the magic circle. That's why it has an hour-long cast time.
Got it.
So I will tell you, Sarah, that you have, while you are inside, advantage on saving throws and blessed, so you add a d4. And Corin gives you a +4 because he is within your range.
Gotta make it to 10 a.m.
This is at the end of the 1 to 2 hour.
Correct.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
You said advantage?
You have advantage on saving throws, you add a d4, and you add 4.
Can I bless Corin?
No. That would not increase his actual charisma stat.
Okay.
It is based on his charisma
Well,
modifier.
not for that. It's if
In case
he gets redirected like he did the last time and has to make a save.
He doesn't get to.
Okay.
Yeah. If he
Okay.
takes it, he just straight eats the
Alright,
day.
It's
alright.
because she failed.
Yeah.
Correct.
He
Okay.
I would definitely talk to Corin first before this happened
Mhm.
and ask if there's any way that if you have to do what you did before, is there any way I can take it instead of you?
No, child. Thank you, but no. You can't. Don't kill Corin. Good luck.
Just don't kill him. That's all.
Just roll high.
Put
What
the
were you
Saphir
thinking?
one away!
Did you actually?
That's
Come
why
on,
I
challenge
said
it. Do it. Do it. It'll be the 20. It'll be the 20.
Did you just try to pull out the Saphir dice?
Yeah, she did.
It will be the 20, Sarah.
I felt good about it. I said that and I didn't anymore.
I know, that's why I said
good about
she
it.
has advantage. It's not a bad
I
idea
believe
because
in
she knows
Saphir
that
dice.
one's gonna be low no matter what.
But what if the other one's low? You want a chance at 2 high numbers.
But you only need one.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20 total with adding my 4.
Oh no, 24.
Good.
Did that include the blessed die also? The
Yeah.
D4?
And your mod.
So it's D4 from
Yeah,
Blessed
and
and
Oh,
D4
yeah, so I
from
guess
It's a
23.
con save.
So it's
Oh, it's
like
con-
a,
yeah,
yeah,
So
it's
20,
a mod.
26. I'm think.
Okay. Yeah,
And
because
to
I forgot
clarify,
my mod.
it's a
Literally.
D4 from Corin and a D4 from Bless.
No,
No, it's
Corin just
plus
straight
4,
adds a 4.
A D4 and her
Both
con
like
mod
R,
with
R,
advantage.
protection.
Well, our protection? Yeah.
For Corin, yes. Yeah. So I'll tell you that you guys listen as Corin says, trust in Ritora's strength, and you feel this chill, and then you have this flash of all of these faces of your friends and the people here who have helped you, and as you hear that slow, wailing groan within you, release me. You think of your friends.
No.
Yeah. And you succeed. And we go 2 into 3.
Ooh, baby.
I don't like these ones.
Yeah, we looking on that there poultice.
1 hour into the paste-like cauldron slowly stirring.
8 hours of straight, slow stirring, baby.
Who's doing the stirring?
Seraphina.
You're making
Seraphina?
jambalaya. That's
Has she hasn't done any...
She can't. For her spell effects, yeah, she can.
What is she?
Hmm?
What is she?
You don't know?
I'm gonna eye her up. I'm gonna size her up. I'll put the
check this
scouter on. Right, John?
Give her an ocular pat down.
Yeah, if you want me to make an Arcana check, I'll do it.
It's over 9,000.
Yeah, no, as you look at her, you know, give her the old upsy daisies, and you're familiar with a bunch of, like, arcane focuses, druidic focuses, paladin holy symbols.
She like just really strong. Just like
She's a fighter.
No magic here, only
I will
muscles.
tell you that you do not see any of these things on her.
Just bending the spoon, stirring it.
Yeah, it doesn't look like she has a spellcasting focus on her or anything like that.
Okay.
She screams out in anger and starts like stirring it faster. Just bought it.
Does she have a tiny robot dog?
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask.
That would have been extremely noticeable.
Bark, bark!
Not in here.
Do you have
Mr. Fizzle.
Can I have a gun? Can I have a gun?
She clicks a button, the cauldron just goes speaking of guns.
That's what we need. We just need to call Fizzlewood. He'll be able to fix Ritora.
Yeah.
Here
2
you go.
o'clock into 3 o'clock.
Woo.
Anybody want to do anything?
So we came in here all bundled up.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, start to take off some of the warmer clothing and go back to like normal things. Because again, we're in a packed room. Like
Yeah.
there's 14, 15 people and not that huge of a room. So it would definitely get a little warm in there after a while, especially with heating a variety of things. Yeah, I will tell you that the 8-hour process begins of stirring, and the diamond is difficult to crush even for Wembley.
Okay, so did it start 2 into 3? Did it start 2 into 3 or 3 into 4?
We're going 2 into 3 right now.
So that's going to be the first hour completed at 3.
Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we'll be done the 8 hours of stirring at 10 a.m.
All right.
So we're at 2 into 3. Anybody want to do anything? Or are we going to trust Ritora once more?
I was told I'm going to be stabbed, so
I'm gonna stab you.
I'll just sit with Corin and Ritora still.
Being held at knife point.
Yeah.
Come up behind him.
Go again.
So I'm rolling with advantage still.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no,
Am I s-
this magic circle is consuming their concentration, and it lasts a number of hours.
Yeah, they've been doing this a long time.
Yes,
too.
this is why they're fucking tired. Like, this consumed for each of them, their 1 4th level slot to be able to upcast this stuff. To be able to give it additional time frame.
Come on.
Seven, 19.
And that's with the 4 from Corin.
And the bless.
And your con mod.
Oh, God.
I rolled a 12 and a 1 for the bliss.
Mm-hmm. Cheers. Well, once again, you do your best to fight off this chilling, horrific sensation inside of you. And you feel the areas inside of the skin on your arms, up over your bicep, into your shoulder, sting and ring out with that piercing pain again. And you shake. And I will happily tell you that one of the spells in here gives you resistance to necrotic damage. So instead of 27, take 13.
Is my max reduced again?
And I will tell you, again, that Corin is a good man and promised that you can't stop him. And Corin takes 13, and you do not. And you watch Corin once more just kind of lightly shake as this energy passes from you into him. And Corin just gives a slight smile, and you see this black blood once more begin to trail now out of his nose and around the edges of his eyes. You're going fucking nowhere, kid. Not while I'm here. Promise is a promise. I failed you once before. Never again.
Please.
Corin just smiles. It's nothing. I've come face to face with this many times before, and I have always come out on top. Only a few more hours. and just kind of gives a heavy breath. And you see him just reach over his shoulders and begin undoing the straps of his armor. You hear the heavy plate mail just kind of crash down adjacent to him. As you watch as he just, for a couple minutes, begins to undo everything. Feeling better already. No problems.
Insight check.
Oh yeah, go right ahead.
Yeah.
I would also like to, sitting right next to him.
Sure.
18.
Oh baby charisma characters.
16.
It's a 22 performance. You know he's convincing you. You know he's incredibly convincing. You can see he is exhausted. You can see there is no light in his eyes. And you can see as he breathes, it has a raspy, hoarse, kind of lingering echo in his lungs. Totally fine. Let's just get through this next hour, yeah? I believe in you. I don't know what anyone would like to do while we go for 3 into 4.
About halfway, I guess like 3:30ish,
Mm-hmm.
I would exit the room and kind of stand out, I guess, in the foyer area.
Sure. Yeah.
And just kind of think to myself,
Mm-hmm.
if you can hear me,
Mm-hmm.
think to myself, what's the point of all this if I can't help anybody else? Are you even still there?
I will tell you that you hear a faint whisper. It sounds weak and labored and tired. Love is always the point, son. People might fade, but love doesn't. And you can help people with that. Try to stay in her mind.
I'll just smile.
Mm-hmm.
It's good to hear your voice.
It's nice to know you can finally hear me. It's been very lonely. But I would never leave you.
Kind of after that exchange, a few more minutes pass, and I would just kind of smiling walk back in to the
Mhm.
ballroom.
Anyone else for 3 o'clock and 4 o'clock?
I would just divide up the rest of the paper
Mm-hmm.
that I wrote on.
Mm-hmm.
Is Arthur still busy?
Wembley is crushing the diamond. Arthur is pretty okay. He is
Mhm.
just slowly stirring the viscous silver. But I'll tell you that he's doing it by standing there
Mhm.
and just kind of twiddling his finger.
I
And
would
not touching it. They
try
are
to-
just continuing to move.
I would try to catch his eye at some point
Yeah. He would just look at you.
and just hold up.
Yeah. You watch as he grabs the little crystal, and you see this extending, small, thin, spectral floating hand.
Give.
Yeah. Just takes it from you, slides back over to Arthur. He looks at it and, has his mage hand hold it in front of him. Anything. Yeah. Well, the old vampire's right. You're not going anyway. We've gone through far too much for you to die now, so don't. You know, everyone would be pretty upset with you if you just up and died. So, you know, stop.
I hadn't considered that.
It's always the simplest thing, ain't it, Wembley? Attaboy, old chap. Strongest man I've ever met. You 100% see him cracking a diamond in his hands.
He's asleep in the messages. So.
Wembley.
Wembley?
Oh my god.
Mm-hmm.
What is this?
Feeling.
This hatred has turned into frustration.
Oh no, not again.
Frustration.
Oh my god.
Just like the magical frustration.
Hey Wembley, after all this crazy shit, you wanna go out
Yeah,
and
do some crazy shit.
Gonna treat me like a watering can.
Break the way.
Bring him out.
Give him established Nesgrim has a choke kink. We haven't said he doesn't, so, you know, we'll get to that later.
or never.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that's fine.
Hopefully never.
He's got a date with the dude at the barracks.
Oh shit! I forgot he got a date.
Mm-hmm.
I would stand, excuse me for a moment, Corin, Ritora.
Mm-hmm.
I would walk back outside.
Sure. Step outside.
Yeah, I would try to call Malo again. Please. I understand you are under a great deal of burden yourself. If there is anything you can do to help me, to help her, she deserves to live. You are the only one left. The only one out there. Please.
I badly want to reward. I really do. You can roll me the D100, and I will let you exclusively on a 100. Because I have already gifted you a level 10
absolutely.
class feature on
Yep.
a one-time use.
Absolutely.
But I think that this is outside of the rules of mechanics.
No. 14.
I will tell you that you sit out here again in a moment of poise and tranquility amidst the cold, and pray once more, desperately reaching out to the forces that you know are there and want you to succeed. And this kind of silence to you might be frustrating or upsetting, but you know that this is the silence in this world that you are so used to after your years of servitude and service.
Yeah.
And that if it's going to happen, it's going to happen through you.
I'm gonna go back inside.
Mm-hmm. Anyone else as we reach the conclusion of 4 a.m.?
If Seraphina looks like she's starting to get tired,
Yeah,
because
she would
she's
let
been
you take
working
over.
for however long, and
Mhm.
I'll
no.
take over for her if she needs a second to just sit the fuck down for a minute.
Uh-huh. I know, she would happily hand you the large wooden, like, or metal ladle that she's got and instruct you to just keep the pace. Anyone else? Good luck.
23.
There you go.
Just gonna snap off one more.
She said, "Bam,
Mm-hmm.
bam."
And I will tell you that once more you feel that crushing sensation of cold as it washes over you. That chilling emptiness in your chest. And you remember all the times your friends have been there for you. No matter how stern some have been, no matter how judgmental some have been, it has always been because they care about you. And not everyone is the best at showing that vulnerability with that sense to it. And that you trust them, and you know that everyone here in this room does believe in you. And once more you hear, "Release me."
I will not. You will not hurt my friends.
At the conclusion of seeing her, I guess, resist the
Mhm.
effects, I would establish a link, and I guess I have to continuously do so because I think
Mhm.
it's an action. So, just gonna say, "Hey, just gonna stay here," and you're just gonna feel like the constant connection.
Feel the connection.
Just
You can't
constantly
answer back, so I'm just gonna talk
You
at
know
you.
that you can't answer back, but I'm here, and I'm just kind of standing in the entrance, like grinning, and like just kind of like Django after he's
I'm just gonna motion like I have a rubber duck in my hand and just.
I'm just gonna continue
Just
to
a big
smile.
old grin.
Very funny. And just kind of glance at the room to make sure that they're still continuing the steps.
Yes, they are.
All right.
We are 4 into 5, and I do not know what anyone would like to do. We're close.
I'm awake after this hour.
Same.
How we looking with that diamond?
I'm also fresh.
It's pretty crushed. It's definitely. He has to reduce it to a literal powder.
I would walk over to Wembley.
Mm-hmm.
Wembley,
What?
I'm just gonna like tap his shoulder. You can do this, and cast guidance to.
Yeah, I fucking know. I've been doing it for like 7 fucking hours. I hate this. Attaboy, old cat. Let the rage guide you, Emily.
Keep it up.
Can I hear him from like? The,
Yeah.
I'm still talking to Corin. I'm
Uh-huh.
saying, if I make it out of here, that man might kill me.
Yeah. Wembley's a fucking hell of a guy.
Into her mind, he'll have to do it again.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
You know,
I cast
for
guidance
the
on
kid.
him and then go sit back down.
Oh, he's not going to like that. I'm just muttering to him.
As you're with him, you can see that his hands are bleeding.
Yeah.
So, like, there have been times where he's actively been holding the diamond in one hand and fucking pummeling it. Like a just straight madman.
Meat packing sounds.
He's just Rocky.
You use a table.
How many diamonds do we have?
Yeah, it's several. That's why it's taking a very long time.
Is he using them to
He-
crush
Each
the-
other?
Nope.
Oh,
No. Not Wembley. Wembley will earn it.
only punch.
His
Wembley has
knuckles
one
are
bone.
stronger.
Uh-huh.
There's nothing stronger than diamonds. False.
Well, now that they have diamond particles like embedded in his skin from all
Diamond
the
crusted
semen.
I hope he had his milk this morning.
Oh, he definitely
He
did.
ate his Wheaties. His Wembleys.
Lots of Wembley.
He's got his face on it, crushing a water can.
Oh my
Like
Also
a champion.
simultaneously like jumping a hurdle. Like
Do it
4 into
all.
5. Anybody?
Oshuamp Olympian.
I'll
Arena champion.
try to catch Yellowmo's eye.
Scandal.
He's,
Um,
you're up, right?
so we're into the last hour of my long rest. I don't need to be asleep for the entire 8 hours, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I could be
Yeah, assisting in light
awake
activity.
and chilling.
Mm-hmm.
Sure, I am awake then.
Mm-hmm.
I would just hand you 2 pieces of paper.
All right.
Can you give this one to Nesgrim?
Sure. Could stay alive and give it to him yourself. Or do you mean you don't want him near your hand?
I didn't consider that, but that's probably a fair point.
Sure.
In your mind, you just hear, why? I'm leaving. How many times have I had to separate you two?
Talk to me anymore.
Like kids and being disruptive and
God damn it! They were easier to manage.
I'll make sure he gets it. He should be up soon.
doesn't have to be now, but
Eventually. Well, if you make it out of this, then
you could just throw it away.
if you make it out of this, I'm gonna read it.
You're welcome to read it now. It's not.
Sure.
You probably won't be very surprised by the contents.
Fair enough.
Nesgrim, you're a piece of shit. Love Ritora. Thanks for trying, dickhead.
Keep living, champ.
Basically that.
You did,
Keep living shit.
Pretty much is.
you did your best, but it wasn't good enough. Good try.
Oh.
Just daggers. Just.
Nesgrim, I always hated you. It should have been you. Ritora.
It's a note to Felix, just a stab him with the dagger.
I can resist.
And the other one is...
For you.
Alright.
It's,
Should I save it for later? Or... I'll throw this one away if you live.
I mean, you're here. I'm sorry for how I acted towards you when we met. The mistrust.
It's alright.
You've been a good friend.
As of you. And I expect you to continue to be. Just a few more hours. If you can hang on a little bit longer, I should be able to help again.
I will tell you that our great boy Levi is gonna walk over to Vorst. Big chunk of bread.
What's this?
Bread.
It's definitely stale.
Uh-huh. Crunchy bread.
Still stirring.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Is it? It's for me.
Mm-hmm.
There's so many other people you could feed.
Think you should eat it. I'm gonna have some too. And we're to help her. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Take a bite out of the bread.
Mm-hmm.
So does Levi.
Crunchy bread.
Uh-huh.
How much crunchy damage do I take?
You don't take any crunchy damage.
No pieces, just hit right in the
Did
gullet.
I spike the bread?
Maybe. Tell you that Levi walks back over to you. Hungry.
Yeah, it's been a bit since I've eaten. Thank you.
Rips off a chunk of the bread. It's really good. I made it. Bread.
I enjoy your bread,
You do?
of course.
Thank you.
I'm gonna eat. Yeah, I'm eating the bread.
Yeah. And take another bite out of the bread. And I will tell you that you feel again this kind of like a very homely, comforting warmth, beautiful aroma of fresh baked bread. ask you to make your saving throw. And because of beautiful Levi, you'd add another d4. 'Cause it's not bless. It's a class feature.
Bread inspiration.
Yeah, it's bread.
It's called emboldening bond. I'm calling it embreadening bond.
Bread bless.
Mm-hmm.
Bless bread.
Blessed bread.
Speak some Terran for a second.
Mm-hmm.
Mm. 19 again.
What did you roll on the d20s?
An 8 was my higher one.
Wow.
Cheers. Oh, Forrest. Time for us to split it. 33 is on the table. Levi will take half and you can take half. You know, take the 17 and he'll take the 16.
Yep.
You remember what Raz was at the end of Princes? That's Levi. You watch as you feel this kind of like chill pulling at you, and you realize it's pulling at the life of your friend. And so does Levi. And before Corin can remotely redirect this, you take 17. Your max health is reduced by 17. And Levi takes 16. And you see this poor boy with 2 chunks of bread in his hands still smiling at you, exhausted. And you see, and you'll feel it as well, a fresh, cold trail of blood seeps out of your nose and kind of drapes over your lips, and you feel it kind of right at the crux of your bottom lip, and you instinctively wipe away at it and see, and it gives off a foul, acrid odor. And you see little Levi, just kind of right at the edge where he's smiling, kind of trail out of his mouth. It's really good bread. It's the best bread I've ever made.
I've never had better bread. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. And you see Luna just kind of run over towards him, just kind of like grab at his shoulders and pull him. Hey. No. You're okay. And he just kind of looks up. Uh-huh. Yeah. And you see Levi go very weak in Luna's arms. And you see her just kind of like put her hand on his cheek. Yeah. You did good, buddy. And I will tell you, that is Levi goes to sleep. But the bless in the magic circle fades. We will end there.
Oh my god. It's not over.
Mm-mm.
Gotta go! Thank you for watching, everybody. We'll see you Friday, 7 o'clock.
Good night, friends.
Good night.